What up? What up? We back.
Hey, fuck all that, man. Brosco bet me I wouldn't start the podcast. Like, so I had to do it. He said that. You saw Adrian Broner last night?
Yeah,
That's how we started. He's
fuck all that,
He's
man.
like, you got to start the podcast. But hey, fuck all that, man. Adrian Broner, before we get into the shit, is we were just talking about niggers before we started the show off air.
Go right to King Nigger.
King nigger. Like he is head nigger in charge out there. Like
Ellie Sackback said that Adrian Broner broke the Showtime viewing record for regular cable fights.
I believe it. I can believe it.
Broner's like, I need a fucking raise.
Oh, it's watching him is just like. Did you hear what he said? Like,
Yes, I watched all
he
of it.
said I beat him like they beat Martin Luther King. Like what? Like what, nigga?
You couldn't find some Mexican euphemism to use.
Then he came at the Mexicans. He said, "Man, we got to fight in my hometown. There's way too many motherfucking Mexicans in here. They want rice and chicken." Like, nigga, what? Yeah.
Yo, he's a nightmare. He fought a great fight last night, though.
The last 6-7 rounds, he woke the fuck up because I think he realized, like, all right, it's gonna be over. If I don't fight my way up out of this is gonna be over.
Be at Taco Bell, working the drive-through. Apparently, him and 6ix9ine was trolling everybody. They're best of friends.
Yeah, I could everyone. I hate everybody, but that's neither here nor
They
there.
said Adrian's page went up like 60,000 followers over the last 2
You know,
days or something.
Takashi's Breakfast Club Jones at 10 million.
Yes.
It's closing in on the bird, man.
So it's almost over, Charlamagne.
He's almost right. This crazy as shit.
Yo, I was watching, did you get a chance to catch Joe Budden's new show?
I haven't caught any of Joe Budden's new shows.
He has a new show. Shout out to Niche, she sent it to me. Joe Budden has a new show called like pull up / breakfast with a few good brunch with a few good men or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And he had it's a 2-part for this first one. He had Casanova, Charlamagne, Wayno, and then Mano came in at the end. I guess he's gonna be on part 2 or whatever.
Who the hell is Wayno?
My man Wayno 119 from New York that used to work for Rockefeller. He used to manage Dave East and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like big, and he's on Everyday Struggle pretty much every day now. He was.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so
Apologies to Wayno.
yeah, they was.
I know who you are.
They was talking about the interview, and they was like, "Yo." Even Casanova was like, Charlamagne, you got pressed.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like either you went in there not knowing that was going to happen, or you just was totally unprepared. But either way, he got the best of you, and he fucked you around.
Yeah.
And this is his enemy saying this.
Yeah.
He's like, it's pretty bad for you.
Yeah, I saw a video with him like walking down the street where they started shooting and shit the other day.
Yeah.
What's his name? Casanova.
Then our friend Teriyaki just made a video last night talking about the situation. Talking about he got to running and start using all his song references, and they're talking about him running. It doesn't stop, man.
Oh man, I'm Matt makes me sick. By the way,
It's your boy C Diddy.
yeah, we didn't even introduce ourselves. We got to get this intro together. We got 18 music industry people saying that they're working on it.
Well, I mean,
Did ET email you?
no. Bros emailed me, sent me the beat. The beat is fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The other day, I'm like, because he what the fuck? He went and found he's working on the Drake album apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, Drake's Scorpion album. And he tweeted about it and then had a scorpion emoji. And I'm like, I've never seen that. And I'm like, it's crazy. E has time to find scorpion emojis.
He doesn't have time to do my intro.
But hasn't figured out this. He was like, I got something for y'all. Give me the email. I gave him the Realest Podcast email.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Let's take a gander here.
But Brosco told me he had something too. So
Yeah, Bros at least sent me the beat. So I know that, even if he's bullshitting, he's doing a good bullshitting job.
Okay.
But the beat that he sent me was fucking fire.
well, these videos are starting to pour in now, boy. Y'all down there in Miami.
Oh, for those of you out there that have been asking us, what episode is Bring the Label Back? We now know.
It's,
It is episode 23.
the wins and losses joint.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Bring the Label Back. And it's right around the 1 hour and 32 minute mark.
Actually, Yizzo posted it the other day. And
I cried.
yeah, it was funny listening
I
back to it.
fucking cried. That shit is hilarious, and I'm going to be posting it on my Instagram tomorrow.
Oh man! Other than all the chaos with that, what's going on with you?
It's the niggers' annual pilgrimage to South Beach. All my friends who live in South Beach and live in the South that were planning on going to South Beach have barricaded themselves inside their homes.
Got to.
They are
like when the niggers come to Vegas. People I know in Vegas, you don't move.
Yeah, they are in their safety bunkers, eating space food, and drinking plenty of water, just hoping that it's over one day. So far, very, very quiet weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I got some videos, but I don't think it's gonna break the internet like before, just because
Yeah. I put a post up today. I said, y'all go to Miami every single year and nobody comes home with any scandal stories. Y'all are bullshit for real. Like, you mean to tell me nobody's eating dick up? Nobody got hit on the balcony and nobody got their pussy ate on the beach? Like, none of this is going on?
Well, that's what one of the videos I just got. The one I just showed you.
Well, come on in.
It's going down.
All right.
But, I was saying earlier on Twitter, on IG, I'm back on IG now. You know what I mean?
Matt's back on IG. I'm off Twitter.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works like that.
Role reversal. Living the life of a rich man.
What you know about that? With the lean like a kickstand. Yeah. That was Spade. Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah. Dig this fan. We got a hot camp. We all got our eyes on the chin. Yeah, that was my shit back in the day. But yeah, man, it's like it's just a weird dynamic of the Miami Adventures because it's like super old niggas.
There's a lot of super old niggas.
And super young people. So it's like...
I saw some super old chicks down there, too.
Oh, yeah, it's some 40-year-olds. Yeah, heavy.
Probably playing bingo right now. About to eat some brie cheese and some Ritz crackers.
Hey man,
take it in nice and early. A friend of mine was so hyped she flew down there yesterday, texting me at 2 a.m. tomorrow. I'm so bored. I said, "Excuse me? Like, what the fuck did you think was going on down there? Like, did you think he was gonna like meet Rick Ross or something? Like, what did you expect? It's the same niggas that you see at Uncut and Galaxy. Like, what are you doing? Look, I just want to come home."
Yeah, just seeing like mass amounts of like ignorant black people in one space, just it give me the shakes. You know what I'm saying? Give a nigga the shakes bad. Like I'm crying. I'm looking at the videos and I'm just like, it takes me back to when I went, and I like when you're a victim, you can just always remember like it replays in your head, and I'm watching the videos.
Like, we were dickheads.
It was stupid as shit, and that's how I feel watching this shit. And I'm just like, man, I know my irritation level and where it would be, right. And and it's funny because whenever this thing comes around, I always get the, why you ain't going? Or what's your take on it? And it's just like,
I don't have a take.
I really, I hate everybody.
Have fun and wear a condom.
I hate everybody before y'all go. So nothing really changes. But yeah, it's just,
I hated y'all when y'all woke up that morning. So you getting to the airport and all that is just secondary.
Yeah, and I'm watching the pool party, and then they posted it at some other place, and it's
the empty pool is hilarious.
I mean, that's black pool party.
like everybody's standing on the perimeter, like it's AIDS in the pool.
I did see one video where one young lady dove headfirst into the pool. I was like, that was pretty dope.
I mean, she probably not wearing a unit. Shout out to her.
Shit, definitely probably got her regular shit out. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like I said, it just always takes me back to when we had the house party, and that was the thing. It wasn't none of the events. The events is
the house party stories are the best.
Yeah, the events is all cool, and everybody going to Live or Story, or at the time it was Cameo and all of that shit. I don't even know if that's still like a thing.
Yeah, that was Friday night was a Cameo party.
Okay, like Cameo, and then the Z Ocean and all of that. Like the events is the events. The yacht party, that was nice. Like it's a good. He sells out every year, so it's like that's fly. But when we had the house party, and it was like we invited you ignorant ass niggers into this fucking nice ass house that we rented, it was just like watching the attitudes and just the lack of respect. The fact that like, and we told motherfuckers, you ain't got to put nothing up. We buying drinks, food. Only person that came through that joint was Midget John, and I hate John, but I gotta respect him because he came through with like bottles of Bel Air, like handing them out, like thanks for like. He's the only person out of like 1,200 niggas that showed up.
Everybody else just brought themselves. What'd you bring? Me.
And a bunch of attitude and ignorance.
I brought me. You're welcome.
Yeah, just doing stupid shit and just broke the garbage disposal, fucked up one of the patio chairs. It was a mess. And I just watching all of them, it took me back to that. And I'm just
why do niggas operate like a bull in a china shop everywhere they go?
Yo, like
it just automatically something is getting broken.
You know, it's cool
to
just come in and like say hello and have a seat.
Yeah,
you ain't got to jump up on the table
or just
and
find
start
a corner
twerking
and stay there.
Like, but you standing on a motherfucking kitchen table.
You damn near got to give niggas a disclaimer, like in a sheet to sign.
You straight like you got to give them what's the joint damn, like when you're not like responsible for
terms and conditions.
Yeah. Like straight up and down. This is what it is. Sign this. Initial here. You do any stupid shit,
you will be scanned on the way out.
Yeah, man, and just so that just always that image and those feelings. Me and Los knows us standing at the front door, and I'm literally about to pull the fire alarm because I'm just like I'm sick of these niggas, man. Like I'll never forget that.
Yo, what was this shit with the fish, man? With the fucking
man, Feek Pop and Maul bought some fish because Maul are vegetarian, and they had some salmon steaks and they put them on the grill, and one of the niggas seen the shit and wanted some fish that Martin and him was getting ready to rumble. And I'm like, yo, y'all, they salmon steaks. Like, y'all know y'all on vacation and these are salmon steaks. That's what y'all about to fight. And Martin like, no, man, Martin was like swinging the spatula around. Like, I'm about to hurt one of these niggas out here. It was a mess, man. The whole thing was just terrible. So I always, had those images played back in my head, and I just be
oh my God, like a burn victim. Like, yeah. I can still feel the fire on my neck.
Like real shit. That's how you be feeling, man. Because you went, and it's funny because I saw somebody, I can't remember who was on IG, was just like, I shouldn't be here. I can't remember who it was, but you was on that because remember Ra had asked us a couple of days ago, and I had to
going, and I was like, nah,
and I had to break it down for Ra. I'm like, you just at a certain place, you gonna get there and just be like
I could have let the fact that that I know every single human there convince me to go. Like I would not even people saying, hey, you should come, but just seeing everybody and feeling like, oh, I'm being left out of a bunch of niggerdom.
Yeah.
Let me go and be and get in this, get active. And I would have gotten there and been like, you're a dickhead. What the fuck are you doing here? You don't like these people. Yet and still, here you are. Yeah. It's like hurt people. It's like hurting your fucking self.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But like I always say, man, enjoy yourselves, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't
wear a condom. There was a herpes scandal that broke online this week, so protect yourself.
Don't get arrested.
Do not get arrested.
You don't want to get arrested in Florida. Trust me. Have fun. Make it back safe.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be in the airport heavy tomorrow, just sitting around.
No, man, motherfuckers been down there since Wednesday, and a lot of them not coming back till Tuesday or Wednesday. That's a lot of Miami.
Got to catch a train to Norfolk. Then, you know what I'm saying? Catch a train to Norfolk, then you catch a bus to D.C., and you can fly from D.C. back to Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Ticket $44.
Yeah.
Like, so you telling me if I can get my person down to BWI, the ticket is 70% off? Well, fuck it up then. Shit.
Yeah, I'm down here. I remember when we was leaving Miami, and it's weird because like Los, they all work at the airport, and like Tone, they all work there, and you figure they fly for free, but niggas was buying tickets just because you don't want to be that bull. And I remember like me, Feet, Los, Maul, fucking Marty, like us walking through the airport and like getting to like where the plane was leaving from Philly, and it was just, I felt like Rabanga at the beginning of the scarf. Like it just looked like refugees, niggas just lying around. And I'm like, yo, this shit looks sad in this motherfucker. I'm talking about motherfuckers is laying in sleeping bags and shit, and it's just like, damn.
You know what cemented me feeling like a dickhead for going when I went last time? I was coming back. I had already had a miserable fucking time when I was there, and coming back, I'm in the airport. And this chick, she like, her hair is fucking disheveled. She like all over the fucking place. And The word for the day is disheveled.
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 We used to use that a lot. Disheveled.
So she's like all the way like disheveled. Like all her shit is in like it might not have actually been a Sneaker Villa bag, but something of that ilk. Like, so her shit is like in a Sneaker Villa bag, and she's like on the phone with her girlfriend, like recapping her weekend. And she's like, yeah, they just tried to charge me such and such to check a bag and this and that. And, you know, like I only got like $34, but, you know, when I get home, such and such owe me $60. And then my mom said she gonna give me a bean. So then, you know, I probably had like a deuce or whatever like that. But I don't know how I'm getting home from the airport because I only got this 30 and the cab costs more than that. So can you come pick me up? I'm just like, this is what I was out here partying with. Vermin.
I remember the yacht party was Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday. Because we had the house party Saturday. Saturday night, Shorty had fell off of the scooter. She was on the back of one of the niggas' rental scooters, and she like him and her fell. She caught the worst of it, being the passenger. And I'll never forget when we got on the yacht, she came on the yacht like in her full, you know, chicks all wear they all wear bikinis with like the overthrows and heels. And she had on that like all the bitches had, and she had an ace bandage on her knee. And I'm just like, what in the Patrick you want? And everybody was sitting with it just fell the fuck out. And I'm like, you wasn't taking this yacht party off for nothing.
Well, I paid for my party package, and this is in the package, so
I'll deal with this meniscus tear later on.
Here I am.
We'll deal with this ACL when we get back to Philly, but I'm not missing this yacht party. Oh man, we love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely love y'all. Shout out to Tank, man. You did it again. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, it's like we do love y'all. It's like
Tank and E cashing the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all down there in record numbers this year. You know what was different this year than other years? Nobody announced that they was going.
I saw a couple announcements.
I saw a handful.
Like like the days before.
Yeah, but like, you know, usually right around like March 15th,
yeah, so it's
the PSAs start.
Yeah, the fucking
it's like the gathering all the troops, like the fucking the mating ritual and shit. Like everybody, everybody was playing it real cool.
The flipograms, yeah.
But niggas is down there, and they have more foreigns than ever.
Yo,
it's 90,000 Rolls Royces on South Beach.
And I'm saying the other day, I'm like, when we went, they were so expensive, and I was like, you would think they not like they giving them away like on some like, yo, just give us your email address and you can have one. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got.
It's like if you got the password, you was in there. Like niggas is switching cars every day. Niggas is down there fucking shit up.
And then of course somebody the other day had hit me on Twitter, was like, how do you feel about like that, like the whole run? I'm like, I'm not the king of that shit. I'm like,
right.
And they like, but y'all niggas like brought that shit to the forefront. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's
definitely fun.
Like I don't know if you've ever driven, like, I know you have, but I mean, like people listening, like driving foreign cars that are very fast with the engines behind you, and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's a rush when you get a car up to 110 and it's not shaking. That's fun as shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I understand it. And it's just when you try, like you said, bringing the Wraith on the beach, you're doing too much.
Like, yo, my man, move that Datsun. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up here. Excuse you.
Yeah. What's crazy is somebody posted a picture the other night. I think it was Vaughn. Posted a picture at Wet Willie's. You had to see the cop patrol in the background. Like, they waiting for somebody to slip up.
It's the wish patrol. I wish a nigga would.
But it was like 75 burly ass cops just like this. Like, they just waiting for some silly shit to pop off. And I'm like, that's not fun. And I told you, being down there in like 8th and Ocean, like that whole intersection, 8th really all the way up to like 11th, 12th. You can't move. It's like suffocating. And it's like, that shit isn't fun, to me at least. You know what I mean? So it was funny when me and my girl went down there. That was during the, what's the other Miami shit? The No Sleep.
Oh, No Sleep.
We didn't even, like, I didn't even know that was going on. But I remember we was at the beach. Like, me and her was actually out at the beach, which no one does when they go to Miami. We was out, like, in the water and shit. And we was leaving. And my girl wanted a slushie from Wet Willie shit. So we had the S63. I'm like, that was what I rented. I'm like, just pull up real quick. I'm gonna run and grab. And I got out, and motherfucker seen me. Was like, oh shit, what up, Matt? I'm like, man, fuck, like fuck all y'all. And I literally ran in, bought 2 Johns, and came running out and jumped in the car. Was like, go, and I got the fuck out of there.
The niggas are here. The niggas are here.
They're everywhere.
Reverse.
Let's go. Yeah, man, like
That's hilarious.
yeah, man. Wet Willie's is the fuck annoying.
Wet Willie's is the mecca of South Beach.
I get it. It's the gathering. You know what I'm saying? It's like the central spot, but
It's like what the fuck is the joint on Saved by the Bell? What was the name of the bar?
the Max.
The Max. It's like the fucking Max.
Bro, have you been watching those Zach Morris's trash? Yo, have you seen that shit on Facebook? It's a page called Zach Morris's Trash, where they literally go back and like go over every episode and show you just how much of a piece of shit Zach was. Like he was a sexist, a racist, misogynist. Like this shit is crazy. Hey, you don't realize it growing up. Like Zach really was a piece of shit.
Yeah, true scumbag.
He went to the shit with the Indian boy. That had me rolling. He said, "You an Indian? Why you got on a Dodgers hat?" Like what? Ew. But yeah, man, with the Miami shit, have fun, be safe, please.
Don't get booked.
Get back to
Make
Philly.
sure y'all catch y'all flights, because I know y'all don't got no motherfucking money for a change flight fee. And you gonna have to fly standby if you don't have money for a change flight fee to guarantee you a ticket. So make sure your ass is at the airport when you're supposed to and get back here so that Chick-fil-A don't fire you, motherfucker.
Yeah, it ain't like spring break, motherfuckers. You know, with the rentals on fire and no crazy shit like that. So I guess that's a positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but
No, niggas want their deposits back.
if they getting them, shit, they'll waive them deposits. Like,
Oh yeah.
They did that shit for us, like heavy, because we so deep. They was like, don't worry about that shit. Just take what you want. And they was cutting prices and told you we literally rented 11 cars. Like it was a mess. I want to know when they stay in those hotels, like all the scumbag bungalows on like Ocean and Collins. Where do they park the cars at?
That's the $1 million question.
Because you know, like we was at a house, so we had like the driveway and on the street, and then like me and my girl went last time, we stayed at Epic, so you know you valet service. But it's like when you in them scumbag, I don't know, do they have that? Because it's like it would seem like
You
it's
probably gotta like park at one of the restaurant valets or some shit.
you would think it's nowhere to like actually put the cars. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was wondering that shit the other day. Like when you staying in, you know,
The Dewdrop Inn.
Mick Schmidt's hotel, it's like where do you leave the rental?
Johnny Ray's Villas.
Yeah, man. I could go on for days with that, but nonetheless, we had a crazy week.
Yes.
On top of all of this ignorance, where you want to start this week, man?
I think the biggest story of the last 2 weeks, Philadelphia specific, is the Starbucks incident.
You know what's crazy? It's like it almost seems like that came and went.
Yeah.
And like, I honestly don't know what to think.
Well, apparently, some black fraternity
That was ridiculous.
was doing their version of protesting / selling tickets to a step show
They was out there stepping.
outside of Starbucks. Was it today? So they had that going on.
Real quick. The funniest fucking meme picture, I guess, out of the whole shit. Did you see the old head black boy when they was protesting?
I used to
in
pray
the
for
store?
times like this. Sir, that's a different cause.
Free meat. No, this ain't got nothing to do with that. I used to pray for times like this.
That's the best fucking meme, hands down.
My mic is going in and out. What's happening?
It's a cord. Can you hear now?
Not really. But I'll figure it out.
It's like one of these little Jones got a short in it.
All right, I'm straight.
Yeah, sir, that's a different cause.
Yeah. I used to pray for times like this. I was dying off of that.
So, for those of you who don't know about the Starbucks shit, if you've been living under a rock, basically 2 young black males were detained and then eventually arrested at a Starbucks downtown Philly. They were in there waiting on a white counterpart about a real estate deal, something they had been working on for several months. They were meeting the guy, and the guy showed up midway through them getting arrested, and his white privilege was not enough to free them on the spot. They still ended up getting their asses taken.
Yeah, when the white privilege don't work, that's fucked up.
It's like, man. So they ended up fucking getting arrested because, basically for loitering, which is a bullshit charge anywhere in America. So And I'm positive that, had they, been of a different skin color, they probably wouldn't have had this situation happen to them. And in the fallout from it, the CEO of Starbucks got right in front of this shit. He flew to Philadelphia, met with the media, met with, the people that, I guess like some representatives for the guys or whatever that are involved, and some local community leaders. And who the fuck are the local community leaders for Philadelphia? Exactly.
I think it's us.
Me, you, and Carl.
Yeah, really. It's like I don't know who they are.
So
Kenyatta, ain't that the boy name?
Yeah,
he's normally out there. 4th District boy. I see him all the time. Kev, he's always got something to say. Mitch. I
saw Mitch the other day. I was down Drexel's campus at going to my man Kyle food truck, and there was BF and Kruma just walking down the street.
I seen him. I was coming around City Hall when they on the bus, and he was just like, I don't know if he was trying to break into City Hall. I don't know what was happening, but he was just
about to scale City Hall.
He was just standing there. I was like, okay, Mitch is downtown.
So the CEO of Starbucks came to Philly or whatever to get right in front of this, I guess, to further prevent embarrassment and a lawsuit, which I'm sure is inevitable at this point.
Yeah, he said, y'all not fucking up my money.
So the guys were actually on Good Morning America, and that with their Jewish attorney, and at that point I knew that the money train was about to leave the station.
Oh yeah, there was no way around it.
And basically they're saying that they have a plan to meet with the CEO of Starbucks along with a retired Philadelphia judge for some mediation and to figure out how they can work towards rectifying this problem. And in the wake of this, Starbucks is going to be closing 8,000 stores at some point in May to do.
I think it's May 12th.
Yeah.
Is it May 12th or 21st? One of them with a 2 and a 1.
Or the 29th, one of them.
I think it's the 12th. One of them.
So to do racial sensitivity and diversity training for their staff at 8,000 different stores. So if you have 24,000 stores and 8,000 of them need to be shut down for racial sensitivity training, you probably have a fucking problem.
I don't. What is the racial sense? Like, what are they gonna watch videos or?
They're gonna be like, hey, don't feed the niggers. I don't know. What do you do?
Did you see somebody on Twitter the other day was like, this is what the racial bias training is gonna be. Did you ever see the joint from The Office where they was doing racial sensitivity?
Yes.
Where they put the cards on everybody's forehead and you had to basically talk to them without them guessing what they are. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of like, what else could it be? It's like, just leave people the fuck alone. Like, right. What's funny is, true story, it was a dude, shout out Walt, man. Walt baby love. Funniest white dude. Like, you ever meet them white guys that's like 40, 50 years old,
yes,
blatantly white trash, but he so friendly and like he lovable. He a lovable cat, like Al Bundy.
Right.
He that's what they used to call. And I mean, this motherfucker literally would say anything, do anything. He didn't give a fuck. Like, he was if you look up white trash in the dictionary, that's him. So we at my job, they have sort of like that. It's called working with the public.
Okay.
They have a class you take down you either do it at Southern or downtown. We did ours at Southern. And working with the public is basically like they go over how to not offend people for religion, race, sexual orientation, gender alignment. What is that the right word I'm using? Gender, whatever.
Orientation,
all of that shit.
Yeah.
So we sit through the first 3 hours of this shit, and they're going on how not to disrespect people's ethnicities, and you don't ask these questions, you don't say this, you don't try to speak another language, you don't try to, just don't offend people. That's basically what the 3 hours is. You just
total line. Just
don't say anything that's offensive. So we come out of the 3 hours, and it's lunch. Like, we're on a lunch break. We walk out of Southern. Walt, white dude, he had a fucking Mitsubishi Galant parked right in front of the joint. The whole front of it smashed the fuck up. So mind you, it was cool yesterday. So the trainer, we all walking out, he was like, damn, Walt, that's your car? He was like, yeah. He was like, what happened to it? He was like, a couple of gooks slammed into it last night. I'm looking at him like, did you not just go over the last 3 hours of this bullshit we listening to? He was like, yeah, man, they can build it, but they can't drive the shit.
You want to talk about perfect comedic timing?
I fucked with Walt, man. He was hilarious. I don't know where he's at in the world now because he doesn't work there anymore. But man, he was fucking funny, boy. He said, "Yeah, a couple of gook slams into it last night."
That's very counterproductive speech, Walt. That's the opposite of what we want to achieve today. We want you to not be using that type of language.
Not trying to play on that, but 2 weeks ago, my bus broke down as I was pulling out the Plymouth Meeting Mall. The transmission blew. So it's not like you got to go up. You've been coming out of the plane. You got to come uphill all of the fucking Jones to leave.
Yeah, the whole shit.
So I'm literally just sitting there blocking up the whole joint. So get out. Mall security come. He block off the whole street. Like, yo, just go to other joints to go out because the bus is blocking all that shit. I literally lift the back of the bus up, put the triangles down, and the mall security boy put cones to block the street. I'm standing on the side of the bus looking at my phone. Out of nowhere, all I hear is crack, 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 crack. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Right?
What the fuck is that?
I walked to the back of the bus. Asian boy in his Lexus with his wife sitting right behind the bus, blowing the horn. I'm like, fam, triangles everywhere. I'm like, did you not see all this shit on the ground, dog? He like, what? I'm like, dog, the bus not going nowhere. I'm like, it's triangles all
These
over.
cones don't mean shit to you?
He drove through the cones and over the triangles. So I'm like, the street is shut down. The bus is broke down. He's like, oh, I see. Put it in reverse. Crack, crack, crack. Run back over the jaws. So the supervisor pull up like, what the fuck happened to triangles? I'm like, Asian boy rode over all them shits. So he's like, we gotta clean them up. I'm like, I'm not cleaning all that shit. That shit gonna stay out here.
We gotta clean them up.
It was triangle fragments everywhere.
Like, bruh, you didn't think this was a horrible idea when you was doing it.
He pulled up right behind he was literally, you couldn't see him. That's how back up behind the bus he was. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I come back and see him. And him and his wife just sitting there, brand new Lexus, just blowing the horn. I'm like, fam, the whole street is shut down. How did you get past the cones? That's 50 fucking yards back.
Ran him over.
Went right through them shits. I didn't even see him, dog. And that shit made me think back to Walt. Like, here we go. Like, Walt don't be talking no lies, dog. I'm talking about, dude, he rode through the cones. No, I put down 7 triangles, dog. He ran over every one of them shits. Crazy, yo.
Oh, my goodness. Shout out to our friends in the Asian community out there. Driving the streets with no fucking regard for anything or anybody.
That was hilarious, yo. That was crazy. But back to Starbucks. We always go left. That's our thing. Y'all know that.
Yo, I'm seriously in tears right now.
Dude. Oh man. But the one thing I noticed with the Starbucks situation is it brings out all of the boycott protests.
Yeah, like if motherfuckers got like a issue with like people with dogs, then the dog protesters show. It's just like once it's like protests now are like a domino effect. Once one protest gets illuminated for one whatever cause, then just everybody else would try to attach their agenda.
And this is why you can get mad at me all you want. I 100% don't give a fuck about no protests, none because excuse me, I know y'all full of shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like y'all out there today stepping and doing all this crazy shit in front of Starbucks.
Broke.
But realistically, last week, a nigga started shooting in a crowd of partygoers. It was like Diamond Street or some shit like that.
Nothing.
Why we not protesting? Why, and that's what I mean. It's like y'all full of shit because it's like a kid got shot last week in a car. Like a motherfucker ran up and shot in a 1-year-old.
Yeah, shot the dad and the kid.
I saw somebody on Instagram like, oh, you got chalk that to the game. Y'all got caught slipping. Nigga, excuse me?
If I'm 1 and you shoot me, I didn't get caught slipping. I'm asleep. I'm a toddler. I got caught 1. Like I got caught being a baby. Like
niggas say, oh, y'all got caught slipping. Y'all got chalk that. No, the fuck.
And niggas who write shit like that are the same ones that tell 3 minutes in.
It's crazy. And I'm sitting on the tip and it's like, but y'all want to boycott Starbucks because they wouldn't let the nigga use the bathroom. And it's like, see, this is what I'm talking about, like the idiocracy and some of the things that we care about and don't move it. This is why when y'all start we need to boycott. Nigga, no. We need
First of all, get the fuck out of here.
We need to boycott Chick-fil-A. I hope y'all do. Because the drive-thru line be long as shit. I hope y'all do boycott. So I can go right the fuck up there, get my stuff and roll. It's like, I'm not I'm not jumping into these joints where it's like, I know on the back end y'all full of shit when it comes to every other fucking thing that go on in the community.
Yeah.
What are we averaging in Philly at this point? Like 300, 320 murders a year? Y'all ain't out there for none of this shit.
Yeah.
I told you, yo, shout out Carl, Kev, Love, Steve. That day we was out there when the young boy got shot, Mahaj on the street right off Germantown. 6-year-old got shot 10 times. Them people was pulling up. The people who lived on the block was pulling up and getting out their cars and walking into the house like we wasn't out there, holding a prayer for his family, out there showing his mother just that, yo, we care.
What these niggas doing? I hope they fucking get off the block. They taking them on parking spots.
No, the people wasn't even coming down. And I I leaned over to Kev. I'm like, I could only imagine if a cop shot young boy 10 times. You wouldn't be able to get down this block. News, CNN, motherfucking Geraldo, Ricky Lake, everybody would be the fuck down here.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like, it's y'all pick and choose too much.
So, I mean, the level of we talk about this shit all the time. It's like a constant theme on the show, but the level of like community apathy that we express for, you know, people that look just like us is like at an all-time high. And it's like we just really don't give a fuck until it affects us. Like,
no.
Nobody wants to fucking go to the Stop the Violence March or go to the candlelight vigil when it's their neighbor. But when it's somebody that they know or they friend or whatever, then they want everybody to come out and wear fucking red and black or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck y'all want, then y'all want to put the guns down and then it's senseless violence and this and that. And for all we know, your cousin or whoever, your baby father could have killed 10 motherfucking people. And that's the reason why he did. But now the fact that he's dead, now you want us all to rally behind y'all fucking cause and write a letter to the state rep and get the guns off.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of people in a apparently it's a black owned coffee shop up Germantown. Mm-hmm. I wish I had the name with me because I'd give him a free plug just because, you know.
Is it Rose Petals?
Nah, it's you gonna make me go find it. I'll find it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but I saw people like, they'll be getting my money from now on. That's where I'll be going to get my coffee and this. And I'm like,
until it's no longer convenient.
It's like, why do you gotta wait until something like that, like a smack in the face happens for you to say, oh, I'm gonna go over here and do this? Yeah. Where it's like, you just should have kind of been doing that from the rip. If that's the person you are and that's the tip you want to be on, right. It's like furthering the community.
Yeah, be all the way on it.
That's why I'm like, y'all be playing games, y'all bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's just a stinky situation because it's like you young and you black, you just automatically wrong, which we've dealt with. And I don't want motherfuckers to think like, oh, Matt be looking down. No, nigga, I was in handcuffs last year just for being black and coming out of fucking supermarket. You know about that whole situation. Yeah. Like, dead ass, I was in cuffs and detained for a couple hours because these motherfuckers thought I was stealing credit cards with some niggas that was stealing credit cards just because I said what's up to the nigga in the store. Crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's always silly shit when you young black. You ain't gotta be young, just black, period. They think you're doing something you ain't supposed to be doing when you minding your business like everybody else. My thing is black people at after shit go left. Yeah. The actions that we take 90% of the time just aren't the right way to go about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I know when it go left in another field or something else, y'all not going to react like this. Right. Y'all not going to do this. Y'all just not. I've seen it way too many times. How many people we know closely who've been murdered or had some crazy shit happen to them just in the last 12 months? Yeah. Y'all don't do this.
Y'all pick and choose what y'all want to rally behind and what deserves y'all attention and this, that, and the third. And y'all,
like the whole Meek situation. Free Meek. You're right. Meek shouldn't be in jail. I agree 100%. There's no reason for Meek to be in jail. The same time, it's countless other dudes that's going through that same issue. Y'all not down City Hall partying, playing music and dancing around the street like jackasses.
Like, do you know how many young black men it is sitting in jail right now because they can't post a $243 bill?
Real talk.
It's so many.
My man was locked up. He was like, boy, he was next to in the joint. He was like, yeah, the bill's $700. Like, excuse me?
Yeah, niggas really don't know where the $700 coming from.
His bill $200. He like $200K. He like, your bill how much? He like, I'm ready to call my people. Like, yo, get him out of here. Like,
right. like, what's your name, bro?
Like, why are you sitting here?
What's your PP number? Get this nigga out too.
And it's people who literally got brothers, uncles, cousins, everything sitting up there. They free Meeking it to death because that's the lit thing to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, When they did the Free Meek rally at City Hall, niggas is posting videos with Ross. Oh, Ross down there. Like, you at Vanity. It's like, nah, and that's what I mean. It's like, y'all want to be lit more than actually doing what's right and being a part of what's actually supposed to be going on. Like the whole, you want to tell them about the joint that we're apparently hosting now? I just found out.
Oh, yeah.
15 seconds ago.
So we got an event coming up. I see somebody sucking titties on South Beach already. Yeah. That's hit the timeline. So we got an event coming up. This is about to be the TRPE summer. We had the Roots Picnic June 2nd, which we have a little bit more clarity on. We're still shoring that up. And then Saturday, July 7th, we're going to be hosting the Leaders Conference, which is living every day to achieve your dreams while enduring real struggles. It's a guest panel. It's going to be hosted by the guy Derek Grace, who's always going viral on like World Star and Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. The guy with the dreads with the face tats that's basically showing his daughters and his kids how to how to arm themselves and how to protect their family and teach them about Black history and all that. So he's going to be a part of the the panel discussion and some other community leaders and stuff like that, and it's going to be narrated by me and Matt, and that's going to be Saturday, July 7th. Tickets for that are going to be available on elcapitancartel.bigcartel.com, and that's going to be Saturday, July 7th. And it's basically talking about specifically financial literacy, entrepreneurship, mental health, life insurance, gun safety, dieting, and more. That's going to be at the Discovery Charter School Gym at 4700 Parkside Avenue on Saturday, July 7th.
Yeah, I saw the flyer, and I'm looking at the event, what was happening. I'm reading, like, going down the flyer. I'm like, oh, yeah, that seemed like a nice little event. Then I got to the middle. It was, like, narrated by Matt Makes Me Sick. I'm like, I had to, like, zoom in. I'm like, wait, what? And I see Matt Makes Me Sick of C. Diddy, and I'm like, it seemed like the Roots pick. Let me call Chad to see what he done signed me up for.
Nope. I mean, basically what this shows is that our message is cutting through, and that people feel like, when these different things come up and these events is coming up and stuff like that, and these different topics, like, we're the voice that they want to display, their thoughts and everything like that, and they feel like we're the people that are in this market that are best equipped to handle it. And this is actually a 2-part event. It's going to be Philly July 7th and then in DC July 8th, and I'm gonna try to make it to make it to both, just to see how different their conversation is than ours or whatever like that. And it's a very dope event. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, really. I'll come in there and talk some shit.
You want to talk some shit?
Yeah.
Remember that video from Twitter? It was like, the talk shit hotline?
Yeah.
Thousands of niggas is standing by right now, and they all talking shit about you.
You done with Starbucks?
Yeah, I'm done with Starbucks, man. I just hope that, listen, in the words of Charlamagne the God, money makes everything better. I hope they get these guys some money. At least a couple 100,000, $1 million. If I'm them, I'm suing for $100 million, and I'll let the courts decide how much of the $100 million I deserve.
What makes sense?
Yeah, I'll let y'all sort out what makes sense.
I'm suing for $500 million, so that way, if y'all like, all right, we giving you 3%, cool, right. I rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely work with 3% of $500 million.
Yeah, they was trying to do a real estate deal. That'd be, give them $4 or $5 million and something like that. That'd be enough for them to get their real estate dreams going, or buy enough coke to turn into El Chapo for 2 summers.
Real time.
One or the other.
Let's because people were hitting me like they really wanted our synopsis on the whole MJ Beyonce.
Oh shit!
So it's like, let's go into the Coachella thing. You can take the lead.
All right. So Beyonce at Coachella last week, she shut it the fuck down. Coachella was again this weekend. Did she perform again?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. I wasn't sure if it was like the same show, different weekends. But next year, I'm going to fucking Coachella. Like I've said to myself, fuck them festivals, da da da. But I see people out there that I know having the time of their life, and I want to have the time of my life. I'm going to fucking Coachella next year. Yeah. But Beyonce last weekend at Coachella, 2-hour set. There's 2 hours of fucking magnificence and whatever you want to call it. It was everything and more. Like, she literally pulled out all the fucking stops, brought out Destiny's Child. Shout out to Michelle and her stiff ass twerk. She brought out her sister Solange for a nice dance routine. And
she brought the old man out.
She brought the old man out who was gasping and wheezing for air on a 45-second verse. You know what I'm saying? And this is the shit that me and Matt be talking about. If a nigga that's 67 years old is still the best rapper alive to you, that means we have failed as a culture.
My man Dickie was like, I remember, this was years ago too. He's like, Jay can't be like Jay take naps. He's like,
Jay take naps.
He's like, you catch Jay nap in the middle of the day in the office, you come in the joint, you like, what's going on?
If a nigga that's 67 years old, retirement age, is still the best rapper alive to you, like, I don't know what to tell you. That means that we have failed as a fucking culture of producing future talents and people that are qualified to wear the crown if Jay-Z is still the best rapper alive to you, because he is fucking completely washed in his performance.
He's not completely washed. His stage joint,
it's over.
Nah, Jay was never really a great performer.
And he's in better shape now than he was during the Hard Knock Life tour, and he can't do a 45-second verse without wheezing.
He was just young. Somewhat.
You know what I mean? He
mean?
was 30 then.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Brilliant Idiots in the last 2 days, and Charlemagne posed the question: who is the better performer, Beyonce or Michael Jackson? Do you want me to start with my thoughts, or do you want to open it up with yours?
I can want me to go?
Yes. I think you got to break it down into a couple different categories.
Beyonce is the best entertainer of this generation. I am a stone cold 100% fan of Beyonce. I Dangerously in Love, B-Day, 4, which was my favorite Beyonce album, all of them, even Lemonade. Like, Beyonce is the shit. I saw her in concert. My girl, we went. It was in the rain. This bitch didn't miss a step. You know what I mean? Like, just perfection. Just fucking it up for hours. And it was literally her. Khaled opened the show, but it was her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Beyonce is without a shadow of a doubt the GOAT of this generation. I love B. Don't you ever fucking compare anybody to Michael Jackson. Period. That's just, some things make sense. I said it. Jordan and LeBron, it makes sense. It does. Jay-Z and Biggie, that argument makes sense. I'm talking about the argument between Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah.
The Jordan-LeBron argument, it makes sense. I understand if you're a Jordan fan or you're a LeBron stan, Jordan stan, you can't see it, but it makes sense. Jay-Z and Biggie makes sense. KFC and Popeyes makes sense. It's an argument.
Yes.
There is no argument when you talk about the best entertainer ever. No. Like, the moonwalk made niggas faint. Big niggas. Like 300-pound niggas.
Jail niggas.
Like, niggas was coming to Mike concert with their families and missing half the show because they was hooked to an oxygen machine. Like, dead ass. Like, niggas was fainting fucking around with Mike. You know how demasculating that's got to be?
It's a different. You faint in front of your wife and kids.
Emasculating. Like, you faint in front of your girl. For Michael
Baby, what's
Jackson.
wrong?
Fucking Mike, man.
I don't know what came over me. Get the smelling sauce.
Your pants all wet. You look a mess.
Piss yourself fucking with the king of pop.
Grown niggas was fainting for Michael Jackson, dog. Jamie Foxx said he went to Michael Jackson's concert in '89 in Texas Stadium. He said it was 80,000 people, all different ages, all different races, from 8 to 80, white, black, Latino, Asian. They was all in that motherfucker. And Jamie Foxx was like, I'll never forget the image of Mike coming out, him and his brothers, and being up on the stage. And Jamie Foxx was like, the wind machine was in full effect because there wasn't no wind in the stadium, but these niggas looked like they was in a tornado standing up. He was like, at that image of them with that hair blowing and the blouses and scarves going there, like, nothing can catch that. And it's like, like, when we was children, niggas was dressing like Mike.
100%.
Like, grown niggas. Like, you watch Beverly Hills Cop when them niggas is walking down the street all with red leathers and waving at each other. Like, Michael Jackson was a thing. I got a picture where I got on a red jacket and shit with a fucking shiny glove. I was a kid. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
The moonwalk, Mike had a video game. Do you know how crazy you got to be as a fucking singer?
Mike had a movie.
Dog. I had a pair of Michael Jackson sneaks, the Moonwalkers. Like, that shit was real. His and not even on the silly shit I was playing around. His influence on pop culture, breaking down doors, becoming the first person played on MTV that was black. He literally, him and John Landis, which not a lot of niggas don't, he was the director for Mike videos. They literally turned the music video into
an event,
into a thing. Like when you see Streets is Watching the movie and Murder Was the Case, and that's a direct result of Michael Jackson doing Thriller.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Doing Moonwalker, like doing Smooth Criminal, all that shit. Like it became stories in the music video, and it's like the dancing. I seen Mike run around with like the Russian army. He just was something else.
Right.
Like. And entertainment wise, just you watch him on stage, man. It's just like, damn,
there's too many hits.
It's just not even close.
It's too much. The way I broke it down was like this. It's a couple different categories for me, and Mike is basically winning in like every single one of them. So when you go to influence, you talking about being because we just talking about performer only. You talk about influence. Mike got the crown on the influence hands down. You got 2 to 3 generations of performers who all have elements or are carbon copies of Mike. Yeah. Chris Brown, Neo, Bobby Brown, just to name 3, like off the rip, that all have elements of Michael Jackson in them. All the girls post 1998, the Beyonce era, are basically kind of like living in her world and just watching her be greater than them.
Right.
She hasn't inspired none of these girls to push to her level. They're just kind of like, she better than us. It ain't nothing we can do about it. We can just hope for second or third. And it's kind of like how some nights you catch LeBron's teammates, they can't raise their game because they're just watching him be great, and they're just like, oh shit, look at LeBron killing it. It's like the same thing with Beyonce. Like none of these girls are trying to like chase the ghost of Beyonce. They just happy to be in the same category as her and just hope to like lose an award to her.
Yeah, really.
So you got to give it the Mike on the influence one. Beyonce has no signature dance moves.
She had the joint, but that's not a
That's
dance.
not.
That was
That's a whole full blown choreography. Yeah. She doesn't have any signature. So now you're talking about being a performer, a performance artist. You got the moonwalk. You got the smooth criminal lean.
You real quick. You talk about choreography and shit. I remember we was in the barbershop. Shout out Haas and Les and all them barbershop on 6th and Woodland. It's like 50 niggas in the barbershop. And it was like MJ Day on like MTV Jams. So they was playing his videos. And of course, everybody in the shop was old niggas is like, I don't give a fuck how many niggas you done shot. You was trying to be Michael Jackson.
For sure.
Back in the day. So like everybody's like hype as shit watching Mike videos. Yeah. So Beat It came on. A lot of people don't know this. In the Beat It video, you've seen the video enough times to remember.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that's in the white outfit next to Mike, he's the choreographer for Beat It. And because I watched like the making of like his whole Thriller video set. And I was telling him that, I'm like, he was the one who basically wrote the dance routine for Beat It, like the John and all that shit. And once motherfuckers realize, if you ever watched Beat It video, go watch it now, pause the podcast, go watch it. He's fucking it up way more than Mike. He's just killing it. It's not even like he's blowing Mike out the water. And motherfuckers, once they realize that shit, it literally like you had to be there to feel the aura that was around it. Right. It was lit like shit. And I always remember shit like that. Like Mike had that effect. Like when Remember the Time video dropped, stop what you doing. What was the other one with Macaulay Culkin? Black or white. Stop what you doing. Like, Mike had that effect on whoever.
The whole shit in the Remember the Time, like, battle rappers have emulated the Remember the Time shit in 2 different fucking schemes recently in 2017. Yeah. Fucking, what's the kid from, Chef Trez, and then somebody else did a flip on the Chef Trez shit around the Remember the Time shit. So Mike shit cuts through everything. Like every form of culture, Mike shit cut through. And then not to mention the fucking spin and the high kick shit, which every comedian at some point in their fucking career has done some Michael emulation.
Like, think about how crazy this is. Steve Harvey, you know what made him like blow was the Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Griffin, what made him blow was Michael Jackson on crack. Chris Tucker, you know what made him blow? Michael Jackson being a pimp. Like that shit real, like Michael Jackson was it. Period.
He was the culture. Period.
He was the culture. Like, your favorite motherfuckers straight became stars off some Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy.
Now,
it's insane.
So these last two categories, I say, all right, now you got to talk about catalog. So out the gate, you got Smooth Criminal, Beat It, Thriller, Dirty Diana, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do like against that? Like, what do you do? Nothing. It's nothing you can do.
Mike got his catalog and he owned the Beatles catalog. All y'all just chill.
Right.
Like,
now, where I will say is that Beyonce does win in the stamina part of it and the elaborate choreography, because Charlamagne pointed out, like, Mike's
she wins in the stamina as far as what?
As far as like being able to keep up elaborate choreography for a long period of time.
I thought you were talking about like longevity. As
No.
far as
I'm talking about like within the confines of a performance.
Okay, yeah.
Because for 2 hours to be able to perform in 6-inch heels in the pouring down fucking rain.
I told you that.
Don't miss a beat.
I told you I was there.
Don't miss a step.
That shit was amazing watching her.
That shit is some other shit.
It's some other shit, yeah. I give you that all day.
So I'll give her that, because most of Mike's performances weren't that long and he didn't have to do necessarily as much, because motherfuckers is going to drop dead on certain songs.
Yeah.
So all I got to do is hit a couple and point at a motherfucker. They dropping dead.
Jamie Foxx said Mike came out and he did Man in the Mirror. He said everybody was crying. He said, Mike, come over to where you at, like your side of the stage, motherfuckers screaming, hollering. He's like, Mike walked to that side of the stage, niggas crying. When's Mike coming back on this side? He said, Mike turned around, started coming back downstairs. Here come. He said, motherfuckers was dropping it.
It's a different animal,
You
man.
gotta listen to Jamie Foxx talk about the Michael Jackson concert. He was like, when Randy Jackson came out first and the crowd got all hype. No, he said, Jamie Foxx said, first you get in there, he's like, everybody's packing in the stadium, whatever, the lights get dark. He said, out of nowhere, you see Mike dancing in the crowd. And I'm like, what the fuck is Mike doing in the crowd? But it wasn't Mike, it was like imposters.
Okay.
That was just popping up and people was thinking it was Mike. So he was like, that was going on. Then the curtains opened and the opening act came out, and the opening act was a juggler. And Johnny Mac was like, "What you mean a juggler?" He's like, "Nigga, like, like a fucking juggler." He's like, "I still don't understand what the juggler was about." But he was like, Randy Jackson came out and the crowd got all hype. Jamie Foxx was like, security stood up all in the front row deep as shit and started stretching and putting gloves on. So Jamie like, is it on? He like, because I need to know who with me, who ain't with me. Like, if it's about to go down, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck is they stretching for and putting gloves on? He's like, when Mike and the brothers actually took the stage, niggas started passing the fuck out so rapidly, they was passing these niggas across the crowd like joints. He's like, oh, that's why security, like, he's like, do you understand the mentality that you gotta have on like people to where security know,
like motherfuckers
about to start dropping.
Yeah.
Let's go. like we got, let's get ready, y'all. Niggas about to
everybody do 15 push-ups. Army style, 15 push-ups, the diamond at the chest.
Yeah, man. Like I feel you though on that. Like Beyonce, watching her on stage for that time period was
it's a movie.
Like, damn.
But Mike is just, come on, man.
His impact on the world was
like
just
Mike took what James Brown did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and just took it to a whole nother level. And literally every kid in every corner of the world wanted to be Michael Jackson at some point. Like every adult at some point wanted to be fucking Michael Jackson. And the motherfucker literally had people of all ages, all ethnicities dropping dead at his fucking show.
Like Mike was just so much of a showman to where it's like, even the Motown. And it's crazy because it's like you and me having this conversation. I know a lot of like people who are listening to this shit, like younger, they probably have never even really taken in the Motown 25th anniversary. Like my pop had it on VHS. Yeah. So I remember watching it like a lot when we were kids, and it was like, you watched it, but then once you got the backstory to the where it was like, oh, the Jackson 5 weren't performing together at the time. And Mike was like, I'll come back and do this shit with my corny ass brothers, but y'all gotta let me drop my new joint, which was Billie Jean. And that was when he first did the moonwalk. And the fact that you see the moonwalk and the crowd response.
Stopped.
And then the fact that you hear afterwards that Mike was pissed because he didn't hold the stand on the tippy toes the way he wanted to. And it's just like, damn. Like that perfect ass moment in time, Mike was like, that was bullshit. I could have did that shit way better. Like that's just how he was. And it's like, if you ever watched that 25th anniversary joint, like he fucked it up with the brothers, and it was like, yeah, I really love those old songs, but
get these bum ass niggas off the stage.
I really like the new songs. He do that. It was like he was just that much of a showman to where it's like, yeah, nah, like nothing's catching that. Like
a different level.
And I love B. I love Chris Brown, but
I worship B.
Yeah, like I fucks with
I
Beyonce.
love that woman, and no, it's just
and that's not a knock to her. And
that's not a knock to her. He's
should,
just at a different level that you can't get to.
Like no,
like Wayne. We'll never see a better hockey player than Wayne Gretzky. It's impossible. It's nothing you can do because this motherfucker was not the most athletic, not the most fast, but he was the most skilled hockey player we ever seen, and it showed up in every fucking statistical category: points, assists, wins, Stanley Cups, all of that shit. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
And that's what I'm saying. Where like the LeBron MJ argument makes sense. It's like, yeah, Jordan has the Bulls have 6 chips.
Yeah.
Jordan was killing it, scoring MVP, scoring title, defensive player in 1 year, crazy. But it's like LeBron has championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, and for his career, he has more points. He's going to finish with more points in the regular season. He has more points in the playoffs.
More rebounds, more assists.
He averages more rebounds, more assists. He has a better field goal percentage, a better 3-point percentage, and playing in a more difficult era. And it's just like, the argument makes sense. Yeah. It just does. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, there are some things where it's like, it is an argument. I'm not saying one is right, one is wrong, but it is an argument. But
not this one.
Greatest entertainer ever, it is Michael Jackson. Let's not trip. I really,
we ain't going to tip.
We ain't even going to trip. Like, yo, real talk. Like, it's MJ, and it's not close. And that's no diss to Prince, Elvis, Madonna, Beyonce. Who is another great entertainer?
James Brown.
James Brown, Sammy Davis Jr., all of them. You know what I mean? Shit, DMX and Tupac.
Busta Rhymes.
It's just, there are some things that can be obtained and some things that can be caught. Like, you know, Carl Lewis, Usain Bolt passed him in sprinting medals. He had to give one back because his man was on dope on some bullshit. But that got ran down. You know, most home runs ever, that got ran down. Yeah. Like, there are things that can be caught. Best entertainer ever. I honestly, just for where we're at in society and going forward, there's nothing that can have your attention that heavy and for that long.
Correct.
Like, you know, Thriller still charts.
Yeah, it goes platinum every year.
Thriller's on the Billboard 200 right now, I think. Like, it's that shit dropped in 83. Like, there's nothing that could just hold on to people that long now. So, you know, and then you look at like Mike, his like the We Are the World, the money, the shit for Africa. That shit sold 25 million copies.
That's the thing I was gonna say about Mike. I loved and admired Michael Jackson as a kid. In my teen years, you know, you get a little bit more rebellious. Man, fuck that shit. I ain't on that, da-da-da-da-da. But as I became an adult, I realized the depths of Michael's talents and the fact that even if he wasn't writing these songs, he still made them what they were. And he was the best vocal producer in the history of music. They said this motherfucker was on the phone somewhere and was coaching everybody. No, Dion, sing this like this and change your pitch and then such and such, do this over the phone. Yeah. It ain't no FaceTime back then. He's over the phone.
They said Cyndi Lauper was mad because Mike wanted her to do her part that way and she couldn't get no other part. And Mike like, well, bitch, you could just not be on this shit.
Yeah. Like,
I'm about to hang up.
Like, can you producing 30 stars, the top stars of the game?
The top stars and your brothers. Don't put them in the stars category.
The top stars and your bum ass brothers.
Yeah.
And you producing them over the phone. You don't have no visual to see it, but just hearing it, you're that skilled of a vocal producer that you could tell motherfuckers, no, change this. Your pitches fuck up. You need to do this. You need to da-da-da-da-da. Like, what the fuck? How?
Yeah.
And that's why his records are 95% perfection. Throw all that shit post like 93 in the bushes.
I ain't even going that far, dog, because he had some hits after 93.
He definitely did have some hits.
He had You Are Not Alone. He had You Rock My World.
Butterflies.
Like, yeah. Shit, Black and White was like 95.
Yeah. Like, perfect fucking records. Like, nobody in music history has as many perfect songs and perfect albums as Mike. Because you hear Off the Wall album and you like, oh my God, this is the greatest album I ever heard. But then you hear Thriller and you're like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. It's another level.
Thriller has 6 number 1s on it. It was 9 songs on that album.
Mega, but Mega number
like
all
Mike playing
time
games.
all time number ones though. Like Mega smash hits. Like motherfucker give they arm for the 6th number one off that album,
That's what
and
I
Mike
said.
has 6 of them.
I said before, if you took Billie Jean and gave that to like any other artist, that'd be like their seminal record of their career,
their magnum opus,
and that joint kind of gets overlooked on Thriller. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's astonishing how good he was.
Yeah, man. Like,
because he had a great career anchoring a group.
Mike was coming to court for a child rape charge and was performing on top of the SUV in pajama pants. You still had to fuck with it. Like you just, Mike was that. Like, he was that.
Like, oh, this is a witch hunt. Let me get up here and entertain these folks.
Help me up on the truck.
Let me entertain these white folks.
Yeah, crazy. Like, Mike was that ill when it came to like just making people happy. He hung his baby over a balcony, and that was entertaining. Like, you're the best entertainer ever. And you dangling a baby over a balcony.
Dangle blanket over.
Yeah. Like, when you doing shit like that and like people like it, it's like, all right. You know what I mean? And the fact that there are people out here, like, you've been to Vegas, you know, LA. Yeah. There are Michael Jackson, like Jamie Foxx talking about imposters.
Yeah, there are people who make their living. Yes,
acting like Michael Jackson. And you know it's not Mike, but you like, like, people go to shows to see a fake Mike. One boy in Vegas had a show they did, was like, yeah, the show sold out. I'm like, but it's not Mike dead. But you like, I'm gonna go see what he talking about. He ain't doing Mike. Like, that shit is crazy, yo. Like, it's really fake Mikes running around.
Because Mike is such a show, you want to see how close people get to that God level of talent.
And I don't give a fuck who you are, you a serial killer, whatever the fuck. You have taken off your shoes, right? Back when you was poor and the kitchen was fucking linoleum, and you tried to moonwalk across that fucking floor. Dead ass. I remember me and my sister straight put Pam on the floor. You know, the spray, the cooking spray. Like, we gonna get this motherfucking moonwalk while they not here today. I'm telling you. We gonna knock this shit out the park. Like, real talk. I don't give a fuck who you are. You've tried to moonwalk. Period.
Hands down. Mike's the greatest, man. Beyonce's second, Mike's the greatest.
Yeah, Beyonce, it's not even close, I don't think, for the second. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's her.
Well, I mean, you got Prince. Prince thing is a different level because Prince is not, he's a performer, but he's not a dancer.
Yeah.
But he get up there and play 12 fucking instruments. And
Stevie Wonder too, you know.
Listen, I've been listening to Stevie Wonder is too good for his own fucking
You know that was Stevie Wonder on Drake, Take Care? The when a good thing goes bad, it's not the end of the world. That was Stevie Wonder playing the harmonica. It's like Stevie, shit like that. It's like, damn, you good.
Think about how talented you have to be.
Shout out to Drake, because a lot of niggas can't get Stevie Wonder on the track. Yeah.
Think about how talented you have to be born blind. There's nothing you can do about that. That's a handicap. There's nothing you can do about it.
Was he born blind?
Or
he was born blind. I'm thinking of Ray Charles.
Yeah.
I don't think Ray was born blind, was he?
He developed it over time. To be born blind and still be one of the 3-4 greatest songwriters, performers, and have one of the 2 or 3 best catalogs in history.
Like, he got a perfect album.
How the fuck do you do that?
Songs in Key of Life? That's a perfect album.
Like, that goes to show, like, some people's will and some people's intestinal fortitude is just different than others. You got motherfuckers who can't get through their work day because they stubbed their toe. Oh, I hit my toe on the fucking edge of the bed. I can't go to work today. Stevie Wonder is fucking blind. He made songs in the Key of Life. He made Hotter Than Fucking July.
Yeah.
Wrote, arranged, composed, played the fucking keys, the harmonica, every fucking song.
Yeah.
Perfect albums, and motherfuckers can't go to work because, like, oh, my stomach hurt.
I mean,
can't go to work today.
Stevie wanted to. He wasn't on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to be the best.
He wanted to do that.
I was literally the other night just riding, listening to Rocket Love and all. I'm just like, man, Stevie's a different fucking animal.
When you listen to, like, what's the song for Stevie that always gets me? The Isn't She Lovely? And Knocks Me Off My Feet. It's like, and then Sir Duke, like that like just the sounds. It was just like Like that shit, it just sound like rich ass music. Like
it's almost too much funk and too much like too lively for the era
like,
that he existed
That's what I'm saying.
And it just jumps out of your speaker when you hear that shit and you're like, how is he doing this in the 70s and 80s? Like how?
Yeah.
It's confusing because nobody else's shit don't sound like that.
And then when you hear like the remix, like when you hear what was the John Will Smith did, Wild Wild West. We're going straight to Wild Wild West. Then when you hear the original Stevie Wonder joint, it's like I wish. It's like the beat didn't change.
Right.
So a beat where that Will Smith rapped on in 2000, Stevie did in 77. It's just like
the fucking MJG song, his biggest song of his career, the That Girl remake. MJG from 8 Ball and MJG.
Oh, yeah.
He remade the Stevie Wonder song.
You're right, yeah.
And it's the same fucking song.
Beat, yeah.
It's the same beat. It's the same keys. It's the same arrangement. The fucking person who resung the hook changed a couple of words to make it more modern, but it's the same fucking song 20-something years later.
Shit, the Jordan commercial for the 15s that Mary J sung, the Overjoyed, it's literally the same Stevie song.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that shit is crazy, man. But, I even him, like he's a great entertainer, but no.
Mike is the GOAT. Mike's the god, man.
Mike got all y'all.
So speaking of the recent GOATs, Drake and Cole both announced over the past week they're dropping albums. Cole's album is actually out. It's called KOD. It dropped on 4/20. On the album, he's essentially dissing / schooling Lil Pump, Triple X, and all the other drug addict rappers of this current era. It's expected to debut at number 1, obviously like all J. Cole albums do, and he currently has 12 of the top 13 songs on Apple Music right now on the singles chart and the number 1 album. I've listened to a little bit. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't give a fuck about J. Cole at this point. You find inspiration where you find it. I'm not going to damn an artist for finding inspiration and feeling like everybody's on some bullshit. But at the same time, it's like, I almost feel like J. Cole doesn't participate in music enough to call out the guys that are putting out shit. Like he just kind of pops in and out when he feels like it. And I don't think he's necessarily earned the right to just make a whole album like dissing what's going on in hip hop when you're not present enough to make a shift and make a change, and you're playing down to your level of talent. Because I've said this on this podcast before, I said it on Twitter, J. Cole to me is the closest thing to Jay-Z talent wise in this era, because he has the stature, tall, good looking guy, he has the right image, he has the pen. And when you hear him on fucking Looking for Trouble with Kanye and them, and you hear him on like was he on Christian Dior Denim Flow? He was on 1 or 2 of them songs.
He wasn't on that.
He was on like 2 of them songs during that Good Friday era. And it was like J. Cole's the best. Like you hear him in that element and you're like, J. Cole's the best rapper alive. But then you hear his fucking albums and he's rapping over this flat ass production that him or whatever fucking homeless guy he got from the fucking deli made. And it's like the same like kind of like monotonous like corny delivery. And I'm just tired of J. Cole because you're better than this and you won't ascend to your level of greatness. He just caters to his core and essentially makes the same album in a different manner every time.
I'm not mad at J. Cole for being J. Cole because I feel like I talked about last week, diversity. People, you got to be who you are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want J. Cole to put on a front.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd much rather have J. Cole do what he do, Kendrick do what he do, Drake do what he do. You know what I mean? Like, that's why motherfuckers be like, oh, Kendrick got the lyrical crown, Drake can't get it from you. It's like, realistically, yo, I don't want Drake to even like Drake. Just rap, just do what you do. Like
Drake's perfect at being Drake.
I don't want Drake to come out and give me a Ducksworth. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that from Drake. You know, and Jay-Z gave us Hard Knock Life. That was Jay. You know, standing on the corner bopping, like that's Jay. I don't want to hear Jay do Get At Me Dog. You in the back with your faggot ass face down. Lucky that you breathing, but you dead from the waist down. I don't want to hear Jay say that. Right. Like, that's just gonna sound crazy. But DMX saying it sounds right. It sounds like it's supposed. So I'm not mad at Cole for doing what he do because I like some of Cole records. You know, I like a few Cole records actually. It's crazy because I like Cole records, but whenever like motherfuckers will mention albums or mention rappers, I'll never say him. Yeah, just because I don't look at him like that.
I almost feel like he's kind of the current Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas are Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. But I just feel like Kendrick and Drake have separated themselves so much from him that he's like a distant third. And if somebody like Sean would stop making the same fucking album over and over again, or somebody else would just raise their game a little bit, they could pass him. But because of the fact that nobody else is like, he's a distant third to these two guys that are basically like 1A and 1B, depending on what album cycle we on. And it's just like, dog, it's like if you just tweak your shit a little bit, like how like everybody hated not the last Kendrick album, the one before that. Pimp a Butterfly. People hated, the average nigger hated that fucking album. I hated the fucking album, and I love Kendrick Lamar. I'm an original day zero Kendrick Lamar fan, and I hated that album. So he took the criticisms that existed from that album, paired with the praise from the first album, and he created something that was balanced in his most recent album, and to where you see where Kendrick Lamar has a big single, he sells 700,000 copies the first week. So it's like if J. Cole, if you tweaked your shit a little bit, if you did a song with Timbaland or with Pharrell or with Murder Beats or somebody with a more contemporary sound than the shit that you're rapping to, you could ascend.
Who did Humble?
Mike Will.
Really? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Mike Will made it. Yeah, how about it?
It's like 6 times fucking platinum or some shit like that. So it's like, yo, if you just participated outside of your North Carolina bubble a little bit, not saying you got to completely change your core or who you are, but play the game a little tiny bit and give us something that's outside of your normal 1-2 thing that J. Cole, your normal J. Cole bop, you could be so much more further than you are.
True. I mean,
because he's a perennial 2-time platinum. He goes 2 times platinum every time with no effort. Like, oh, J. Cole's going to sell 400 to 600,000 the first week. He's going to go double platinum.
Yeah, like I remember being in the gym when what was the one where he was sitting on the house?
Forest Hill Drive.
I remember when that came out, and I remember just listening to that, and I'm like, yo, that was remember the First Things First, Rest in Peace, Uncle Phil. Yeah, all that was on there, and it was like, it was a good ass album, and it was like I listened to it that whole first day in the gym. I remember when I got in the sauna, I'm like, I want to kill myself. Like it's just like that music just it just takes you there, you know. And I'm like, I got to the point where it was like I wasn't even happy. I was just sitting there,
melancholy ass shit.
It's just dark rap.
And For Your Eyes Only is 10 times darker than that.
If For Your Eyes Only, I couldn't even get through. Like, no. Somebody the other day was like, you got to have a certain amount of student loans to understand J. Cole. I'm like, you got to have a certain amount of dirty socks to understand J. Cole's music. It's like, I couldn't get through 4 miles.
Last album, they said J. Cole make music for niggas who walk to work. I fell on the floor.
I remember that. J. Cole make music for niggas that walk to work. Like, yeah. Fucking, Forest Hill Drives and Born Sinner was good.
Born Sinner was excellent.
Born Sinner was the shit.
Because you have a little bit of a balance.
He had that Miguel feature.
And he had that the TLC joint.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, play the game a little. Out of 14 songs, give us 2 where you play the game a little bit and not do the same fucking J. Cole, North Carolina shit over and over and over again. And I get it. Like, he's wired differently. He's not chasing no fame. He don't do no media no more. But like, I remember J. Cole fucking coming on the Breakfast Club with the iciest platinum rollie and the fucking one of the heaviest chains I've seen in recent memory.
Remember his original song when he first came out?
Can't Get Enough? The single? Or
he was like walking like along a railroad in North Carolina.
I don't remember.
It was like a big horn on the beat.
Oh, who that?
Who that?
That's what I'm saying.
That was the shit.
That was the shit.
Yeah.
Can't Get Enough was the shit.
I remember when he was doing like his whole media run for that. He was like an icy nigga. Like he was running around with 2 Jesus pieces, and then like out of nowhere he was just like, you know, on his
he like a
Shaquille Sunflower type jump.
Yeah, like I walk to work vibe. Like,
Walk to work vibe.
and it's just like, he's so fucking talented, man. Like, he's a rapper, he's a producer, but it's like, yo, think about it like this. Here's the comparison that I give. Imagine if Jay-Z only rapped to Ski Beats and fucking and Clark Kent production his whole career.
Yeah.
Would he be Jay-Z?
Yeah, true.
No, he wouldn't. So it's like, at some point, you got to work with Pharrell. You got to work with you got to go outside the box and stretch your sound, because if not, then you literally stay in the same place. And Cole has been in the same place since Forest Hills Drive dropped. And his lyrical content is great. The shit that he's saying is dope. I just don't give a fuck no more. Like, I'm tapped out, bro.
I can't remember. What was the other song you said from his first initial joint?
Who that?
No,
Who that? Can't get enough.
Can't get enough. I can't remember that. Who that was the joint where he was like, the mind state of a winner. While y'all thinking about breakfast, I'm thinking about the dinner. That was that joint, right? Yeah. I was plotting this moment back when y'all was riding spinners. Yeah, that shit was all of it. I remember that. That was a dope ass song. I can't remember the other. Oh, you right. All right, yeah. Can't deny. I can't.
Probably make a gay nigga reconsider.
Yeah.
That shit. He was fucking that shit up.
Yeah, I couldn't think of which one was which. I remember when he said, I was plotting this moment back when y'all was riding spinners. Now I'm a menace. God is my witness. Yeah, you're right. It's crazy how you can remember these songs. Like when
muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
It's got to be jogged a little bit.
It was funny, real quick. I walked up to my dispatcher window the other day, and I was like, put me in a sick book for Monday, a midday or a second half. And he was like, what? And I'm like, what? He was like, you want overtime Monday, a midday or second half. I'm like, yeah. He was like, you said put me in the sick book for Monday for a midday. I'm like, oh, no. I was like, I don't know why I said sick book. He's like, because you always going in the sick book. I'm like, muscle memory. He started cracking up. I was like, it's muscle memory right there. I was like, no, put me in the overtime book for Monday. He was like,
nigga, you know you're going to be sick the second half of the day on Monday?
He was like, he's like, that's because you always go in the sick book. I was like, muscle memory, baby. That shit just came out. But yeah, it's funny you made me think about that. Fucking muscle memory. But with the J. Cole shit is like, I really liked him when he first started. Because it was like he was just like a fly ass rapper nigga who, and it just went down a cliff almost. Like, why is his music like? I told you that Forest Hill Drives. I'm like, this is a really good rappy ass album.
Yeah, make music for the rapidy rap niggas.
But I want oatmeal for dinner, and that's how the album makes you feel. Like, you don't want no lively shit. You want oatmeal and water that's warm and room temperature. You like, I just want to get in bed with no TV on. Like, that's what the fuck a J. Cole album will do.
Porch.
Yeah, real shit. Like, but Drake, he's dropping an album too. Did he give an actual date?
No,
he's saying now it's gonna be June.
June 2018. There was a rumor, we talked about it last week, a fake rumor.
That's what fuck. Yeah, that was July 4th.
Yeah,
that's why
July 4th, which would have made all the sense in the world. But I'm like, that's kind of far for like the album, being as though he killing shit right now.
It's crazy to think Drake has the number 1, the number 2, and the number 5 song,
and number 12. Well, he was featured on Migos.
Yeah, Migos. It's just like 3 out of the top 5 with the 1 and the 2. Like, that's like motherfuckers last year when Kendrick dropped Damn, niggas straight was like, oh, Drake about to be finished. You was one of them.
No, I didn't say he was.
You didn't say Drake was gonna be finished
because I know better.
What you said was Kendrick got the rap, like on some, he's the rapper nigga, where it's like can't nobody fuck with Kendrick right now.
Well, at the time he had it.
He has it. I think he's still like he's just a lyricist that's better than everyone. You listen to like what's the joint he did where he was like that wasn't my best look. You switch sides on me, now meet Westbrook. Go celebrate with your team and let victory vouch you. Just know the next game played, I might slap the shit out you. Like, can't nobody fuck with Kendrick on that lyrical shit. But Drake's star, like that's it. You would think that it's like it would diminish. This nigga's literally like at a point he never was at.
Yeah, he's bigger than ever.
He's bigger than ever. Like, he's just at
like, how do you just sell 4 million in 4 million domestic? He probably did like 7 worldwide.
Yeah.
How do you sell 7 million worldwide in a dead ball era and then come back and you're bigger than you ever were? Like, the whole knock on Drake was, oh yeah, Drake had plenty of number 1 R&B chart hits, but he never had no he didn't have around the Hotline Bling time. He didn't have no no Hot 100 joints as a lead artist. Now he's knocking himself out of number 1 with his other records.
Real shit. Like, it's just crazy to think. Like, no one goes number one for 14 weeks. Like, that just doesn't happen right now.
Then to dethrone yourself is you.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to
Cavs
have
took the lead.
Which is probably going to have a whole nother fucking 10, 12 week run or some shit.
Taylor, what you got the score at out there? Because my app isn't updating.
99-95.
That's what I thought. All right, yeah. 101-95.
101-95.
Cavs might pull this shit off. You wanna talk about that real quick? Because
Cavs are sorry.
I at LeBron the other day on Twitter. Chad's still laughing about it. I at LeBron and I told him, I'm like, listen, I'm not even mad at you at this point. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to get the fuck out of there. I'm like, listen, go to L.A. with Kawhi and Paul George, right? Starting 5 for this season coming up. Lonzo at point. Paul George at the 2. Kawhi at the 3, LeBron playing the stretch 4, and then me at center. That starting 5, we guarantee 55 wins.
We got this shit.
We got this. There's no way. I got 6 fouls that I get to burn. I know I'm going to get a wide open shot at least once or twice. So I'm good for at least 2 points. 2.6 fouls. Y'all handle the rest of that shit. There's no way on earth that team loses many games. Yeah. I think it's dead ass time for LeBron to just go to LA and link up with Kawhi.
I mean, anywhere but Cleveland. Like the shit, it's run its course. Like
to me, it's just it's sad watching it because I watched a game the other night where literally he set them up for open shot after open shot after open shot after open shot, and I'm talking about like it ain't like he's trying to set up me or Justin or you like. He's setting up J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith are on the list for the most 3-pointers made in NBA history. Why are y'all missing? Kevin Love, who's a good 3-point shooter, why are you missing?
Because we sitting around watching LeBron be great, and what are you doing passing us the ball?
It's crazy. Like, he had fucking 12 assists the other day. I'm like, he should have 20. Like, y'all just bricking open shot after open shot.
Sorry as hell.
And it's just like, the playoffs have been good. We was talking about that on Twitter. Love was like, playoffs not even that dope. Keep it real. I'm like, they not what I expected them to be. Because I expected it to be like, I don't know. It doesn't have and that, I guess it's because LeBron's playing the Pacers.
And we were expecting it to be, going into, we expected it to be more competitive because it looked like it was more parity in the league than it is. Because like, all right, Minnesota's playing Houston. When Minnesota had their full lineup, they were the 3 seed in the West. Then Jimmy Butler goes down. They fucking fell down to, what are they, 8? Yeah. So it's like, all right, so talent-wise, they're a top 4 team in the West.
Like, it was weird as shit. Like, the day before the NBA ended, fucking the Thunder were playing the Warriors in the fucking first round, which is like, everyone wants to see that. Yeah. With no Steph Curry and like Kevin Durant on an island with fucking JaVale McGee, like Westbrook was about to act a fool. Yeah. Then like a tip ball and the Thunder are 5th now in the West. The shit was crazy because they were all separated by like a game. Yeah. So the seeding just kind of got out of whack. And then the injuries, as crazy as it is, I was on a tip like DeMarcus Cousins being out was going to kind of fuck New Orleans. New Orleans looks like the best team in They look like the best team in NBA history right now.
They beat the shit out of Portland.
Ant Davis looks like fucking Lou Alcindor. Yeah. Fucking
Jrue Holiday.
Jrue and fucking Rondo are the best backcourt in basketball. Fucking Mirotic looks like fucking Tony Kukoc. It's like they look crazy.
I was watching TYT Sports the other day, and they was talking about playoff Rondo, and they've done
playoff Rondo is something.
They were just talking about his ball placement and like him literally throwing the ball to Mirotic for him to step into perfect fucking threes in rhythm, and you just see him doing this shit time and time and time again, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, but then you remember last year when he was
the Bulls.
With the Bulls, they were Rondo injury away from taking out the Celtics.
They were up 2 on the Celtics.
They were killing them. Yeah. So it's just like, yo, like when Rondo wants to play, he's the best point guard in basketball.
Honestly, I look at Rondo as like the quintessential I do it when I feel like it. Yeah. Or because you got to remember, Rondo literally came into the league and got pushed to the forefront of a super team. Where it's like, and it was a beautiful situation because Doc Rivers literally was like, yo, you control the offense. You do what you want. Find these niggas when they open. Rondo was out there doing 13, 14 assists a game his first and second year in the NBA because he had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and them still in their prime. So it's like Rondo literally came into a situation winning. They won the chip in 08, went to the Eastern Conference Finals to the semis in 09, then went back to the finals in 10. So it's like he literally came into a situation where he was just like the guy, leading the league in assists and all that shit. Like it was just it just was something else for him. And then he became, when you do that and you become a champion, especially when you run an offense, you become outspoken and you become brash, and motherfuckers can't take that. And all that shit he went through with
Dallas, and
it was just like dumb shit. But it's like you can't take his playing ability and
I take his eyes or his arms away.
And this shit is crazy. And it's like Ant Davis. We was talking about it the other day. Who are the best players in NBA? Like top 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got Bron, KD, and Anthony Davis, 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 don't move. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might take Westbrook. I might take Harden. I gotta respect Steph Curry, and I think Giannis is right there. Yeah. Joel Embiid, of course, has to be up there. But them 3 don't move. And my man at work, he was like, "You really think Ant Davis is top 3?" I'm like, Ant Davis might be top 2. Yeah. Like I'm giving it to KD out of respect.
They're used to him being injured.
Say it again?
They're used to him being injured.
Yeah, like KD got 4 scoring titles, a MVP, a finals MVP, and a chip. So it's like you gotta respect that, who he is. Ant Davis is 7 foot and can push point.
He can do anything.
Like that's just nuts. The nigga was pushing point and grew 10 inches.
Yeah.
Pause. Like it's just like what?
He can handle the ball. He can step out and shoot threes. He can pass, and he's your best defender. He's the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
He's the best He's the best wing fucking play, like post defender in the league, and he can step out and guard guards.
Yeah.
Like Rudy Gobert, for as great as he is as a defensive anchor, he can't guard fucking.
No, he's not stepping out.
He's not stepping out.
He's not going to guard Dame Lillard.
No, it's not happening.
Joel Embiid can do that shit though. I see he locked Kyle Lowry down one game.
He's a monster.
Like he's on. I'm talking about on an island. Him and Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry was so trapped there was a shot clock violation. I'm like, yo, Embiid crazy. Yeah.
There was a list that came out the other day, and it was like the top 10 players under 25 or some shit like that. Ben Simmons was number 1.
Yeah, everybody's old. Like,
well, I think he was 1, Giannis was 2, and B I think was 3. So I'm like, well, shit. Worst case scenario, the Sixers got 2 of the top 3 young players in the fucking league.
In the next 4 years, because I think Bron got like another 2 where he's like
Bron,
right. And then the decline will start, and his role will start to diminish no matter what team he's on. Steph Curry legs just not gonna hold up.
Yeah,
like as much as I respect him for being the best shooter ever, the ankle just isn't gonna hold up, and it's like Steph Curry is gonna go through what Allen Iverson went through. Like once that speed drops, it might be a little different because Steph's such a shooter and he's a sharp shooter.
But you're gonna have to become a set shooter.
But the thing is, like having a set shooter that isn't fast. And like
exactly,
it's Kyle Korver.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's almost
or
like
you're Del Curry,
or you know what I mean. Like I watched the semis from 2001 the other day on YouTube. When the Sixers played the Raptors, they had fucking Steph Curry Sr. guarding Iverson in Iverson's prime. I'm like, y'all was fucking ignorant as shit. Like, why the fuck they got? Because I'm watching, and I'm like, who the fuck is Curry number 30 on the Raptors? I had to go look this shit. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Dell.
Who the fuck is Curry
like,
number 30?
Dell was done in Charlotte. Why you had that nigga guard AI in the playoffs in 01? I'm like, y'all was on some bullshit, man. But yeah, it's like I really think that in the next couple years though, Ben Simmons and Giannis is just it's gonna be theirs.
Yeah.
Back out like Giannis today, he was all over the fucking place, and just being that tall and that fast is just
like at any given moment, Giannis is the best player on the court, depending on who he's playing against, and he has to just decide that I'm better than all of y'all. Like how LeBron does some nights, like y'all not shit. I'm better than all y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm doing whatever I want tonight. And just do it. Like, he's had nights where he dropped 57 points. You have to just decide some nights, like, you ain't getting 20 and I'm dropping 50.
Yeah.
You just have to do that. And the playoffs is the time to fucking showcase your skills because it puts the league on notice like, oh, shit, Giannis not fucking around. Like, you just got to do it.
Yeah, Cavs look like they was dead in the water in this game. It's look like they up 6 with 14 seconds left. So
that's pretty much over.
yeah, they're gonna pull it out and go back to Cleveland because they look finished. Their third quarters are so bad. I don't understand. You see how I'll be texting you on the group chat like their third quarters. If you ever watched like their box scores, first quarter 32 points, second quarter 28 points, third quarter 12. It's like what the fuck was y'all doing the whole fucking third quarter, man? But yeah, happy they're gonna pull that out and go back to Cleveland because I know that they was waiting to talk some shit, bull on fucking Twitter. They hate Bron, man. I said the other day the four most hated people for absolutely no reason: LeBron James, Floyd Mayweather, Nicki Minaj, and Bow Wow.
Floyd might deserve it.
I'm talking about him in the ring. Like Floyd's a piece of shit when it comes to like how he dealt with the chicks.
He's a shitty human.
He's not as bad as Broner. But I'm talking about people who will say shit like, oh, Floyd ain't one of the GOATs. He ducked people. And I'd be like, he didn't duck anybody. He beat everybody Pacquiao beat, and he beat Pacquiao. Yeah. Like, y'all sound crazy.
And he set up Ricky Hatton for Pacquiao. He fucking dominated Marquez, who Pacquiao had 19 fights with.
Like, Floyd literally changed boxing. He showed, you can do your promotion yourself. Fuck, like, remember when Tyson was getting $25 million, $30 million a fight, and we thought that was insane?
Yeah.
Floyd literally has reached a point where he's not coming out there for less than 9 figures. Like, that's something else. What was this shit you put in here? Get back to these joints real quick. Nicki and Quavo.
Oh, yeah. So remember last week we was talking, and Nicki was basically on Nicki Day was saying like, part of her fallout with like the shit with Cardi and all that, and everybody thinking she's like this evil bitch was because Quavo wouldn't speak up for her in the midst of that whole motorsport controversy shit. Mm-hmm. And they were actually on a date this weekend. Oh, wow. Last weekend at Coachella. Like, they were everywhere together. Like,
Nicki looked good.
My goodness.
I don't follow many celebrities because fuck all of them.
She's a movie.
Instagram, Nicki she is beautiful.
Yes.
Like, whew.
Did you see the Chun-Li video?
Yeah. 4 times. Talking about.
Fuck wrong with you?
Fuck wrong with you?
Disrespecting me, asking me some dumb ass shit like that. Like, yeah, so they was on it. So I guess, they patched everything up. And my initial thoughts was like, damn, women are forgiving as a motherfucker. Like, a motherfucker hung you out to dry, let the whole world think you was this evil bitch that was just like hating on Bella, whatever Cardi's real fucking name is, Bella Khalees or some old shit like that.
Is her sister's name really Hennessy?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
They're just Hennessy and Bacardi. They playing games.
I saw that the other day. I'm like, this can't be real.
Hennessy, Carolina.
Yeah.
And then my second thought was, damn, Nicki's trying to stay next to that Migos heat machine. She's like, you kind of a piece of shit, but we gonna figure it out.
Migos are where Nicki is at, like the crossover appeal, like where Gucci went, where T.I. went. Like, you're not appealing to like the gritty, like.
I saw something the other day, right? I saw a video. I still haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it because it's like an asinine premise. But somebody did a video, was like, here's why Culture 2 flopped, and I'm like, it went platinum in a month. Like, what are y'all what are y'all internet nerds?
Wasn't Stir Fire #1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all like? It debuted at #1, did like 225,000 copies or some shit like that in January, which is a dead dead month for fucking music sales, and they
honestly,
went platinum in a month.
You just gotta like. And again, we talk about it a lot on here. You really gotta like detach yourself from the internet sometimes because it's people saying it. Somebody the other day had a video on Twitter. The shit had 8,000 retweets. It said Cardi B is the first person in however many years to have 13 songs on the Hot 100 at one time. And I'm like, The Weeknd's whole album was on the Hot 100. Drake's More Life, 22 songs were all on the Hot 100.
Take Care, 20 songs were all on the Hot 100.
And I started reading the comments like, bitch, why you lying? And I'm like, yeah, like this. And the shit had 8,000 retweets. And I'm like, this is how rumors and bad things start.
8,000 mindless people were like, oh, yeah, that sounds good enough. Retweet.
Listen, I know it sounds like I'm harping on it, but Shorty said, I can't believe Joe Pesci didn't win an Oscar for Goodfellas. And people were quoting the tweet like, damn, yeah, that's crazy because he killed that role. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I'm like, he won the Oscar in 91. She's like, oh, bet.
Thank goodness.
I'm like, why? Like that's the internet though. It's like people literally will just say shit, no fact checking, nothing, and just say it, and motherfuckers will believe it, and then you see it come across, and then you like, wait, what?
Like that's factually and culturally incorrect.
Yeah, man. So I don't know about that one. Hey, Ari Spears. Let's talk about that real quick. As always, the MJ and LeBron argument.
It brings the worst out of everybody.
It brings the absolute decay of society. Vermin come out of nowhere. And I said it, somebody's going to get killed over the MJ LeBron argument.
Ayo been saying that shit to me for 3 weeks. He's like, yo, somebody's going to get killed over this shit.
Somebody's going to get smoked behind it. So this was maybe 4 or 5 days ago. We were on Twitter. The MJ LeBron argument sparked and everybody started going whatever. So what game did LeBron, I want to say was it the second game against the Pacers?
Where he scored 16 in a row?
Where he had 40 something.
Yeah, it was the second game against the...
It was the second game.
It was the second game. Yeah, he scored like the first 16 points in the first quarter, and he had like 46 points and all.
And they barely won.
Yeah, they barely won. They won by like 2 or 4 or some shit.
So Ari Spears was like, he posted a video of MJ playing the Celtics in, what was it, 87, 88, whatever it was, where Jordan had 63. And he was like, y'all hype about LeBron scoring 40 on these bums, but Jordan has 63 on the Hall of Fame Celtics. And y'all hype about Bron scoring his 40 and they barely won. So I was like, well, you know, Jordan lost that game that he had 63. So this doesn't make any fucking sense. So then he started going at me, of course. Ari Spears, y'all know from Mad TV. Then he started arguing with me. He started arguing with Love. He started arguing with Deuce. Then it was pretty much Ari Spears versus Philly. And hey, did you see the tweets?
No.
I think I sent you.
You sent me. I saw the ones you sent me.
Ari, it was just he called Love sweet cheeks. I couldn't stop laughing off of that.
He can't read sweet cheeks.
Yeah, like it was just a whole mess. And I'm like, this is really like the MJ LeBron. Like, no one's ever gonna be like, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just never gonna happen. It's like, it's just gonna be arguing for the sake of arguing. So I'm saying this here. I'm not indulging in any more MJ versus LeBron arguments.
Somebody's going to die behind that shit.
I'm not doing it anymore. I'm where I think what I think, and that's I'm not talking about it with y'all no more.
It brings the worst out of everybody every time.
Worst, yo. My y'all weird of the week. You want to do this real quick?
Yeah, rock out.
My y'all weird for this week is the nigger entrepreneurs of this city and every other city around us. You know, because we discuss it a lot.
All week. All week.
If you're a business owner, right? You own a business, you own a brand, you're trying to build it up, do whatever you're trying to do. Why are you on social media arguing with people?
Yeah.
Calling them names, telling them shut the fuck up, bitch, and all this, that, and the third. For what? It's like y'all don't have just the basic decency as like women or men, just as human beings, let alone business ethics, morale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I literally get on Instagram every day or Twitter, and I see people from their business page calling people bitches.
You know what my favorite joint is? When somebody's cursing a motherfucker out, and I own such and such and such and such as they cursing the motherfucker out, and I'm like, that's probably not the type of publicity that you want.
This ain't the time to be saying that.
This is not the time to be standing on what you own.
I'm just sick of seeing y'all act like behemoths in the word of Chad. It's just like, it's annoying. It's really annoying. You know what I'm saying?
And we've seen it time and time again. Like, we was talking about it in the realest group chat this week. We was talking about it all week. It's like, yo, what's wrong with y'all?
What
like,
is up?
Like, y'all from all over, and it's all, and I hate to say this. It's a lot of the young black women that's indulging in this niggatry, and like, you have to, one, represent yourself first and foremost. if this was Game of Thrones, you come from house whatever. You represent your fucking last name, your family, your background, whatever the fuck you come from. So that's first and foremost. Secondarily, you represent yourself as a woman. So you want to position yourself to be taken serious, because as a black woman, y'all are the most downtrodden, most disrespected, most dismissed group of people in the country. So you want to do whatever you can to position yourself properly so that people aren't looking at you like a fucking animal, like a jackass, like some angry black bitch. And arguing with people in Baller Alert and Shade Room and shit like that comments is not going to get you where you want to go. It's a bad fucking look. And you literally have hundreds of thousands of people that are viewing these comments. Like, motherfuckers literally will sit and just read Baller Alert and read Shade Room and read Fameless comments like all fucking day long. So to see you in these fucking comments arguing with somebody or cursing the fuck out, calling them a dizzy bitch and this and that, you look crazy. You look nuts. Discretion is the better part of valor. And a lot of times it's better to just not say shit. The reason why I'm so centered and Matt is the same way, because we have an ability to see something that's bullshit and be like, oh, that's some bullshit, I'm going to go around that. When you see bullshit, you can make a choice to either go to it, through it, or around it. And more times than not, other than Matt cursing the lady out at the casino last week, we make the decision to go around the bullshit, because if you just ignore it, it'll go away. 9 times out of 10, if you just ignore some bullshit, it'll go away. I had an issue with a friend recently, and he was ranting and raving and this, that, and the third, and I kept responding to him being on nut shit. And normally I don't, and I was trying to kill him with kindness, but some niggas, it doesn't work on them. Yeah. I just ignored the motherfucker, and for 2 weeks, he didn't say nothing else to me, and then, you know what, he just finally randomly just called me and act like nothing never fucking happened. Right. Because I went around instead of going to the bullshit, I went around it.
That's how that should be.
Like, you have to pick and choose what gets your fucking energy. Yeah. Like, and I'm not sitting on the internet arguing with strangers.
No.
And giving them my fucking energy.
It'd be like...
and devaluing my brand in the process.
To me, it's more depressing because it's people that look up to y'all. I don't know why, but they look up to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You own this, you do this, whatever the fuck it is. People find inspiration in weirder things. So it's like, it's people that look up to you. It's young girls, it's young boys that like, yeah, I want to start a clothing line. I want to, open up a car detail place, or I want to, start
open a restaurant.
I want to open a restaurant. I want to start a lawn care service. They look at you and they see you acting like a fucking orangutan. They really be like, oh yeah, that's what's up, because you know what, you do this, and then there's people in the comments like, yeah sis, that's how we carrying it, and saying all this stupid ass shit, and I'll just be like, man, I hate everybody.
Yes, no pics, bitch. Fuck these customers. Like, no, don't fuck, no, do not, no, not fuck the customers, respect the customer.
I seen a hairdresser last week arguing with a chick on Instagram. She said, I'm in the shop all day, bitch, pull up. I said, what?
Like, you going to invite the drama to where you
want the violence to come to your place of business?
Deliver the violence like a Domino's pizza, bitch. They $7.99 with 3 toppings.
I'm just like, you almost can't make it up. You know what I mean? Like, you really can't. Like, you couldn't choreograph that to like be more niggerific than that. It's like, yo, y'all really don't know. Like, fuck, like etiquette.
Oh,
just like.
Throw the etiquette in the fucking scoop.
Just general decency of a woman, and that's the thing. It's like motherfuckers be like on the tip, like, oh, you, because somebody said this to me on Twitter, like, what you trying to say? Like, women can't like clap back. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm saying. How you even use? My mom never used the word clap back. Right. Like, you don't like. You're a woman. Just you carry yourself in like a respectable manner at all times because you're a woman. And that's not me like being sexist or saying you need to be in this specific box. It's just you're the nurturer. Like, Mother Nature, that's a that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like Mother Earth, that's a thing.
They say you're supposed to dress the part, like you're supposed to dress for the job that you want. If you project the energy of what you want, like here's the thing, like Kevin Gates said something that made a lot of sense, and he doesn't make a lot of sense. But he said, listen, he said, any woman in my life, if I know that she carrying herself like a woman and with respect, and she ain't out here arguing with niggas and cursing niggas out and spitting on them and this, that, and the third, if you disrespect disrespect that woman, whether it be my mother, my sister, my cousin, my daughter, whatever, I'm going to blow your fucking brains out because I know she's not wrong and that you basically are attacking this woman. But if you out here acting like a fucking jackass and cursing motherfuckers out and disrespecting this and that, I look crazy jumping out the window for you and trying to enforce somebody to respect you when you don't respect yourself.
Yeah.
Y'all want to have all the rights. Y'all want to curse motherfuckers out, jump out the proverbial window, say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and then still have the protection of, oh, I'm just a woman. It don't work like that. Like, you can't be out here being the aggressor and just saying and doing whatever the fuck you want and then expect somebody to hold you to the utmost respect. Like, it don't work like that.
Yeah, man. It's like I see some of these things going on. It's crazy, but it's like the more and more goes on, it's like it's not the men, it's the women.
It's the women.
And it's just
last week, 80 degrees, them fucking 3 days in a row, whatever. 97 fights, my nigga, from Friday to Monday, all women.
Shout out Lil. Lil literally tweeted like, y'all bitches ain't tired. Y'all been fighting all weekend. Like, y'all ain't tired yet.
It's like everybody came out of hibernation with one goal. Instant smoke. Like, all these bitches that was talking shit all winter, as soon as I bump into them, it's on and cracking. It was a joint at Galaxy. It was like 30 girls fighting. It was a joint at Uncut. It was like 12. It was a joint at 5th Street Lounge. The security knocked the bitch out.
Yeah, laid her clean the fuck.
Cleaned her clock. I'm like, yo, y'all have to relax. And it's not the guys. Because you know why? Most guys have sense enough to know now, the minute that shit go left and hands start getting thrown and all that shit, somebody's dying. So men are more likely to work shit out and, you know, maybe creep on you and blow your brains out later. But for the most part, you don't really hear about no guys getting into no big ass brawls and all that shit no more. Like, that's some 90s shit.
Yeah,
that shit is dead.
that was the 60s.
Like, that's just not happening.
That was gang wars days. You know, like, but really, it all of it is just poor. It's just poor ass etiquette. It's just poor ass, like, there's nothing that can happen that I'm like, I'm rumbling today. Nothing.
I never wake up with I'm rumbling today on my agenda.
No. Yeah, life too good.
Eat some oatmeal. I'm gonna do 4 sit-ups.
Yo.
I'm rumbling today.
Like, real shit, it's just crazy because one of my homies, he a cop, and he be in the mix. Like, he a in the mix ass cop. Like, he like fucking New Jersey Drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's everywhere. And yo, some of the videos, it just be like, man, like, we gotta do better, man. Like, why is it 100 kids fighting at Brawl Only? Like, what's on y'all whole, like, we got out of school, we couldn't wait to get home so we could go to the park, so we could go do this, summer league game, whatever. Like, what the fuck is it that you like, yo, I'm trying to fight today?
Yeah, me and Rick was in a rush to get home to beat his parents home so we could hit something, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had other things on our agenda.
You had other shit you was trying to do, and it's just crazy because I look at it's the young people, it's like, I seen Shorty the other day, I do Roxborough School Trooper. Shorty getting on the bus the other day, she had like a whole scar on her face.
The $150?
Yeah, like, and it was fresh because she still had the stitches on it in the joint. And I'm just looking at her like, what happened? Like, I know you didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, somebody nigga pull a $150 out his ass, nigga. Like, it's somebody, right?
I hit you with the birdie from above the rim.
And it's just like you in high school. You getting on the school charter bus. What the fuck you get hit with a $150 for? And it's just like, it made me think about The Wire. Remember when the girl hit the other girl with the $150 in the class, and it's like probably doing some stupid shit, and the motherfucker got sick of it, and that's where. And it's just crazy because somebody in my job recently said that one of his daughters had a situation at school where she was getting bullied, and it instantly just like it made my stomach sink, and I'm just like, because I was looking at dude had his kid today at the casino.
Okay.
Like, cause on Sundays they do all the horse racing and shit.
Yeah.
People be having their kids up there or whatever. And his son was running around on the deck, and son was just like funny because he kept like going up to the horses, then running away from the horses, and people was laughing at it. And I was like, I want a kid, you know what I mean? And it made me think about him the other day talking about his daughter getting bullied, and I'm like, I'm gonna end up in jail.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill one of you
with
niggas.
these kids because it's like, and I say this all the time: if your kid is coming to school to bully, or even in there's something at home that just isn't right.
Yeah, something's fundamentally wrong or broken in the home structure if they come into school looking for smoke.
Because this is poverty. This is like you're acting out because of your poverty.
Yeah.
Like I realized that when I first came from Spruce Hill to Pepper, at just how like nasty some of the kids. And I'm just like, oh, y'all really don't got like food in the fridge at your house. Like this is why you acting like this.
Yeah.
What you, nigga? We got snacks, nigga. Dunkaroos, nigga. It's lit. My crime. I ain't got these problems. I ain't this angry, dog. Like I'm not you.
Right.
And it's like I realized that shit. Then like it's motherfuckers whose lives is just fucked up, and they come out into the world and just want wreck because of the simple. Like it ain't even about no. Like you in 4th grade. It ain't about no money. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about no issues. Ain't nobody press you.
You don't even have a concept of money at that age.
It's nothing other than you wanting smoke because you live in a fucked up environment. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy watching how this shit like this the cycle just continues because all these niggas that's out here acting like fucking banshees in fucking Miami and they all got kids. And they kids see that like, oh yeah, we gonna be lit, bro. A couple years is our time. Like, and it's like, fuck graduating. Like, it's nuts. Like the fact that we all know somebody who has had a crazy ass prom send off and then didn't walk graduation is insane to me. Cause y'all perpetuating this dumbass shit. And then I say this, somebody earlier today, because I was like talking about how I'm the nigger liaison and shit for all the dumb nigger shit. And we're like, I think it was Dave was like, yeah, man, the way you be talking, like, I'm surprised ain't nobody stepped to you yet. This and that. It's just like, anybody stepping to me. Like, I ain't worried about that. Right. It's like, I'm telling you the truth. And that's the reason it was like, the only thing that me saying that could irritate you is the fact that it hit home.
If you feel like you the nigga I'm talking about.
That's it. If it hit home. Because it's not out of disrespect, it's out of love. I feel like the black people are just the dopest. We literally have made mountains out of nothing. Yeah. Motherfuckers straight come from slaves, dog, and ascend to high heights.
And we created everything.
Like, created everything.
The traffic light, fucking peanut butter. Like, we created everything.
Slaves built the White House and wasn't allowed in that shit. Black people was living in that bitch. Like, don't tell me about, like, black people the dopest motherfuckers on earth. Taylor, you black. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. It's like, we are the shit. But black people have literally gotten to a point in society where fuck the fact that we come from kings and queens. I'm going to act like an ape. I'm a savage. I hate that fucking word. I met a bitch that had that tattooed on her.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know you going to be 60 one day,
yo. Called the authorities.
Like, you know you going to be 60
like, wait right here. I'm calling the police.
I know you got some savage tatted across your chest.
You a woman with savage tatted across your chest, I know you got warrants. I'm calling the law.
Like, you know you going to be on Social Security one day. You're going to be 60 with savage tattooed across them old ass titties. You bugging. And I say this, you hating. No, the fuck I'm not. Because my grandma didn't have savage tattooed across her chest. Like, it's just certain things that you just don't need. That doesn't help you out in life.
There's a saying that says an old person is bound to reap the mistakes of a young person.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you 70 years old and you got to look down at a dick tatted on your titties or whatever the fucking you be like, damn, I was stupid. Yes, you was. Yes, you are.
It's just crazy, man. It's like you can't. Like, I meet young niggas. Like, I do these school trippers young. I'm talking about niggas in high school. They get on the joint, they covered in tattoos. Necks all done. It's like,
they moms is the ones taking them to get the shit done.
Like, you know, you don't have no more room for any more life you live. Like, you have a daughter, you want to get your daughter's face, where you gonna get it? You're covered in tattoos. The one nigga got on the bus, he had a wife beat on. This nigga had, like, the cross signs from, like, the street intersections, like 33rd and Norris, big as shit on his chest. I'm just like, for what?
Daquan, why did you do this?
Like, that whole little strip is destitute. Like, why did you get that?
You repping the indicted block.
I grew up in a nice neighborhood and don't want to get that shit tattooed on me. Like, what the fuck? It's just crazy and it gets perpetuated because no one wants to step in and be like, yo, stop.
Yeah, niggas are die for their block and their parents don't even own a house on the block.
No. You can't tell, like, and that's the thing with, like, with Carl, we was talking about earlier, like, the black race as a whole is like a joke. Like, we've become like, we're like a joke,
like a sideshow,
because we worry about the shit that really ain't even big issues when the big issues is just like, whatever.
Yeah, there's a saying that says you're supposed to move the big rocks first, and we worry about so much minuscule dumbass bullshit this weekend and this holiday, and I'm gonna be lit for this and this.
Like
that.
I more so report to motherfuckers the shit I see. Like I tell you, I do a school trooper now. I do Roxborough, pretty much all black. That school bell ring, it might be 5 white kids that come out of that fucking school, and I think it's kind of insane that like Roxborough and Andorra are like white neighborhoods for the most part. They're mixed areas, but it's like historically it was like all Caucasian.
Yeah.
The schools that are in this neighborhood, Roxborough and Saul, are predominantly black, and the kids catch the bus up there. Then all the kids who live in these neighborhoods, they catch the bus downtown to go to Roman Catholic, Holohan, and all of that shit. I think that's just crazy. But again, I can't even discuss this with most people because they don't look at like the logistics of certain things. Like when you on the 48 and you coming up 29th Street, it's literally all black from Allegheny to Girard. The second you cross Girard, no poppy stores, no beer joints, no motherfucking Chinese stores, because you on Aspen Street and Brown Street in Pennsylvania, and that shit is all $400,000-$600,000 properties. But you come the other way and cross Girard, it's a poppy store, a Chinese store, and a beer joint on every single corner, and black people don't own none of that shit.
Yep.
It's just mind-boggling to me at how close the segregation be. But I was saying to my homie the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm sitting out front of Roxborough High School. The kids don't have book bags. Like, where are your books? Like, I understand.
Did my homework at school,
I understand it's laptops and all that shit, internet. But it's like, y'all ain't got a book. Niggas ain't got book bags. The young chicks all got fucking purses. The one chick had a Chanel bag the other day with smoked Hirachis getting on the bus. I'm like, why? Because she watched her mom or somebody run around with a fake Chanel bag, and
I gotta have one because we worry about the wrong shit.
Because there's no way you have a $5,700 purse.
Here you are on this bus. Where's your driver?
It ain't even that. Where's your college fund? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. It's like we worry about the wrong shit. That shit I said to y'all my homie said that shit on Facebook. He's like, Miami gonna turn green with all this fake jewelry that's running around. I'm like, yo, real talk. It's like, we a joke, man. Niggas got fake Rolexes. It's just goofy shit.
Niggas got fake Pateks. For those of you out there that don't know much about watches, the Patek Philippe is like the top of the top. Like
the Nautilus or whatever.
Yeah, the Nautilus. Like, it's like the best watch you can buy, especially for a nigger. Like, it's the best watch you can buy presently. And motherfuckers have these and have them bust down and expect us to believe that they are real.
Old head of my job was like, nigga got robbed for his watch and it was fake. He's like, they called him like on some like, yo, we gonna come get you this joint back. Like we was
just bullshitting.
We was tripping. He told us that shit the other day. I couldn't stop laughing, man. But yeah, we just need to do better, man. It's just a lot of things. Just y'all come from kings and queens, man.
Act like it.
Like you and people say this shit, I'm raising a queen, I'm raising a young king. They wear the shirts queens inspire kings, which they do, but y'all don't like, you can't be a king on Sunday and then be with the dumb shit on Monday.
Last year sometime I seen a girl had posted some shit about her son. She had like a teenage son and was like, yeah, my son gonna stand up and this and that, and we ain't with that rat shit and this and that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is your teenage son. How about impart some knowledge into him so that he don't end up repeating the cycle that I'm sure his father and your brothers and your father fucking repeated, which is a jail fucking cycle, and keep getting locked up and this, that, and the third. It's just like, yo, like, why do you want to promote that your son is locked up?
Crazy, right?
As a mother,
it don't even make logical sense.
It doesn't make no logical sense, and it's like we see it time and time again where these young black mothers push their daughter into the fucking street, into the arms of a predator or an older man or somebody that's going to take dead advantage of her, and let their fucking son run wild and do anything with no consequence, and baby him and defend him in the wake of him just being on total nonstop nut shit. And to be at every court date and every jail visit and this and that. And meanwhile, her daughter gonna get pregnant at 14 years old, and she just fuck out of here.
I told you I was driving a 48 one night. The two young niggas got on. They like 21, 22. Got on and just walked past. So I'm like, yo, yeah, pay y'all fair. Like nothing. Just say something.
Right.
Oh man, how much is it? It's $250. You paying for him? Man, how much is it? It's $250 a piece. I'm not paying y'all no motherfucking $5. Nigga pulled out a bunch of money though. I'm not paying. Long story short, he put the $5 in. Driving down the street, the old lady like, why don't you just leave him alone? I'm like, you shut up. The fuck? Like I'm talking to the young niggas like, I'm not fighting with you or arguing with you like, yo, because I don't give a fuck if you do it or not. My job is though to ask you to do the shit. If you don't, whatever. But it's like, just as a young man, you ain't got enough like self-respect to where it's like perfect example. Niggers think them jumping over the gate at
it's dope shit.
What's at rehab? They think that was fly. Yeah, like niggers see that and like, yeah, fuck that, we in there. And it's like, you with any type of class, you like, that's trifling. You know what I mean? Like doing scumbag shit is just trifling, and we literally are in a fucking era where the more scumbag shit you can pull off is like dope.
Yeah.
I told you the nigga dropped money one day coming out of the poppy store across the street from my job. The bull who was like raped, like
with him.
He clearly know him because they was like talking in the store. He dropped it. Bull put his foot on that shit. And I was like, yo, fam, you dropped your money. Bull looked at me like, man, dog. I'm like, yo, I'm about to call the cops still. like, Bull about to get his bread back and I'm still about to call the law. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? And that's really where we've gotten to where it's like,
oh, real shit.
Your man is straight setting you up for $10. About to pull a fast one for $10. Yeah. Like, why do you even want to be around that? Like, I don't want to be around the flim flam because I don't flim flam. I don't scam. I don't want to be around this shit. It just doesn't make sense to me. But we've literally gotten to the point where it's like, to be a scumbag is lit. But that same day, that night when I was on that 48, when the two niggas did that and the old lady was like, leave him alone, kept going down the street, 3 young kids, like 9 years old, got on and was like just walking past. And I'm like, where are y'all going? It's 10 o'clock at night. Right. Now, I'm not even on the tip the fact that y'all not paying. It's 10 o'clock at night.
Where y'all going?
We on 29th and Montgomery. Y'all getting on the bus. Where are y'all going? He said, we gonna catch the 15. I'm like, do y'all have money to get on the 15? You ain't got money? How y'all gonna get on the 15? He was like, you know that.
Yeah.
Like on that jump. The bull, who I got into it earlier, he like, yeah, young bull, driver on some old shit. He want everybody to pay. I'm like,
it's a service.
And I said to myself, I'm like, I'm about to drive this bus off a fucking cliff. Like that's really where that shit take you. Cause it's like watching, like, I guess this is me. It might sound bad or whatever, sound racist or whatever. I really don't care about like the white or Latino or because I don't come from that.
Right.
But when I watch black people who I know are better than this partake in the dumb shit, I'll be like, like white people at the end of the day enslaved black people. I know y'all finanglers. You know what I'm saying? It's just in your blood. But it's like watching black people who, and this is the crazy part. A lot of these black people who are out here now running around doing bullshit, their parents worked hard as fuck to put themselves, not even them, just their whole last name in a better situation.
Think about all the families that bust their ass to move their kids to Mount Airy and East Oak Lane.
Like, where's your mom from?
My mom from South Philly.
That's what I'm saying. You know where my mom from? 56 and Media. You know where my dad from? 21st and Diamond. You meet my dad, you wouldn't even think that shit. It's no 21st and Diamond because he worked hard, moved to Penrose, worked hard, and then moved to Delaware. He's a nice home. Like, you wouldn't even, my sisters, you wouldn't even, you'll be like, huh? And it's like, you look at 21st and Diamond, it's like, there's none of that.
Yeah, it's destitute.
I told you, when, like, us living in Penrose is like, and then you grow up a certain way. I remember these kids, motherfuckers used to try to tease you for that shit. You from Penrose? What? Like, y'all corny and shit. It's like, now I'm like, I'm so goddamn happy I'm from Penrose. And I didn't understand the ghetto. Like, you don't really get the logistics of it. Like, it's people really out here living on some bullshit. And you don't even realize the mentality that the ghetto and the hood puts on you. Because it's like me growing up in Penrose, when I started going out into the world and going all these different places, it's just like, damn, yo, it's people really, like, I remember my first couple of times going out like 57th and Whitby and 56th Street now out West Philly. Like, you go on like to nigga houses. It's just so different than out Penrose. Like, you go, like, niggas got their grills chained to the porch. You're like, God damn. Like, They running off with the Webbers out
Yeah,
this
you
joint.
can't trust nobody.
And that's a crazy mentality to live in because it makes you like an animal. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't gotta be like that. And it's like no one wants to take the initiative to where it's like, yo, we gonna try to do better. My mom told me like Larchwood, the projects, like when they built them, those was army barracks at first. When they started the whole project thing, like back in the 60s and the 70s, projects was basically what it sounded like. It was a project. You was gonna live there at a low rent or, you know, low income, basically.
Get yourself together.
Get your shit together, save up money, and then go and buy a house. But somewhere along the line, niggas was like, yo, Bean 15?
We in here.
We can stay in here forever. And no one wanted to move from the shit to where it was like that became a thing.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, back in the day, projects weren't bad. It was dead ass like single families.
Yeah, it was like working class families in that joint.
Yeah, and somewhere along the line, motherfuckers was just like, I'm good.
Yeah, motherfucker just settled in. This is the dream.
This is it.
$48 rent, nigga. We in here forever.
Out here. No, nigga, I'm in shit. Yeah, man, it's just crazy because it's like the mentality, it just got weaker and weaker, and there's no ambition. No one wants to like progress.
Yeah.
It's like, and I see that so bad, like it's just straight regression. There's no forward progress.
Yeah.
Like, how do your mom got a degree? Your dad got a degree, but then you and all your siblings, no one has any degree, certificate, skill, nothing. What the fuck do you think the next generation, like all y'all kids is going, they're not even graduating high school.
No, we're going to be bosses. We're going to have our own business. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be selling motherfucking frontals, chicken wings, and shoelaces all out the same Trizap. You know what I'm saying?
Black people, we got to do better.
Absolutely.
We got to do better. That was a good rant.
No, that was good.
I got nothing else. It's just come see us July 7th. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some rants.
June 2nd, Roots Picnic. Get y'all tickets. Ticketmaster.com.
I'm sorry, June 7th. Is it June 7th or July 7th?
No, June 2nd, Roots Picnic.
I know that.
Then July 7th.
It's just. See, I thought it was that week.
Nah.
You cutting into my poker for the summer, man. I thought it was June 7th.
No, July 7th.
Okay.
I need 2 Saturdays for the summer out of you.
All right.
It's like 16 of those.
Yeah,
I need 2 of them.
I see what you're saying. But you got anything else you want to throw in there?
Nah, man. Just next week, sneaker podcast, sneaker roundtable sponsored by Kick
we're doing
USA.
it next week.
The checks are in the mail.
Really? Okay, cool.
So sponsored by Kicks USA, and insert your liquor sponsor here. If you want to get in contact with us about sponsoring this show and co-branding it with Kicks USA, please email us at therealestpodcastever@gmail.com. I do quick response time. So if you have some some liquor product or any other, a water sponsor, whatever the case may be, if y'all want to give us some product for next week.
We need to holler at Will. Will's got the Just water. Him and his son.
Yeah.
You know that's theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to holler at Will.
All right, we need to make that happen.
Yeah.
So, if anybody wants to cater this event, we too hit the email, therealestpodcastever@gmail.com. No pork, please. And no red meat either. I'm trying to cut the fucking red meat.
I haven't had red meat in like 2 months.
Bruh, that's all I've been eating the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I haven't. My diet was so good, and then it just fell off a fucking cliff.
Where did we go? I had red meat, and it just made me so sick, and I was just like, I'm chilling. Oh, I went to a Jamaican spot and I got oxtails. And I was just a mess.
Was it like a random Jamaican spot or somebody you've been to
like
before?
a place we would go to a lot.
Gotcha.
Like I ain't going bad because the food is good.
Yeah.
But it just
Didn't agree with you.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, I'm cool. And I haven't had it since.
Yeah,
I've literally only had chicken, salmon.
I'm trying to discipline myself and just literally go vegetarian and then eventually go full vegan because this
is tough, bro.
It's fucking hard as
you
fuck,
do
man.
you're not gonna go vegan.
I'm trying.
You know what you talking about vegetarian.
No, I'm talking about vegan where it's you can't eat nothing that comes from meat.
You know you
eggs,
can't wear anything from that too.
That's fine.
You not gonna wear leather or not wear cotton.
Scratch that.
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna go vegan.
All right,
you're gonna
vegetarian.
Like someone that you know what I'm talking about. Like a true vegan, you're like.
I like how once you mentioned the color, it's like, oh no, fuck.
Oh no, fuck that.
Like, I have too much of a fashion over these.
I can not eat them, but I don't know about not wearing them. That's,
like a true, real vegans, they don't even eat honey.
That's vicious.
because it comes from bees.
Oh yeah. No, so I'm gonna
Like
do
real vegans
all right,
is crazy.
Plant based.
Yeah, like being a vegan is very, very
Yeah,
difficult.
vegan's like literally your new person. Like
Yeah.
you have a brand new life.
Shit.
Like you can't like you're like you can't use cotton like pillowcases and shit. Like you, there's just so much shit has to change for you to be a act. That's why motherfuckers be like, yeah, I've been vegan for 2 months with a leather coat on. Man, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, with a leather set talking about I'm a vegan. It's like motherfuckers really don't be knowing what they talking about. Yo. Nigga got on a purple leather set. Yeah, man.
I'm doing this vegan thing now. You know, I'm down 11 pounds, blood.
Hey, let me know I'm a vegan. Let me get 6 biscuits with honey. Like real shit. Fucking leather set on. But yeah, like being a vegan is super duper.
Yeah,
my girl did vegetarian and I did pescatarian for about 4 months. I was only eating fish.
Yeah,
it's that's rough.
That's very rough because you run out of fish to eat.
You
run out of fish to eat.
You be in the supermarket like, man, I don't want no more. It's fucking salmon, man. You be fucking crazy. Like, yeah, man. Vegetarian, it's crazy though. My girl was making so many different things that it was like, it was shit. Like she would make vegetarian lasagna. It was super good. Yeah. She would use the seitan crumbles. Like it was super, super good. To where like you eat it, you don't even be like, you're like, that shit is it's lasagna. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's things you can eat, things you can have. You just got to like really prepare and be ready for the world. Like when you like, if you a vegan, you go out into the world, you got a cooler. Cause you cannot indulge. You know you can't indulge in shit when you a vegan. You stumble into the wrong little restaurant. There's nothing. Like think about how crazy that shit is. Like you can't nothing. Eggs, none of that shit. Like being a vegan is rough, super rough.
So it's all the vegans out there.
That's a hard lifestyle. You know somebody's been vegan for 10, 12 years, you gotta respect that shit. Like that shit is crazy. So it's like it's vegetarian, pescatarian, what's the other one? Where I forgot what the fuck it is. It'll come to me later.
All right.
But yeah, going vegetarian, it's doable. Yeah. That's doable. You know what I'm saying? Are you like have you had plant-based food?
Yeah.
See, it's like
I love vegetables. Like it's like
I'm not talking about liking vegetables. It's like you know, like you ever had like a soy burger?
Yeah, I've had soy. I've had tofu. All that shit.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like seitan, all that type
shit. It doesn't,
like
it's not disgusting to me.
We went to Blackbird Pizzeria. You ever been there?
No.
It's on 2nd Street. And everybody, you ever heard of it? Everybody always took because it's 100% vegan, and they do pizzas. Like basically, now you go to like Zesto or something. They got all the different pizzas, like chicken bake. They do shit like this, like 20 different pizzas and shit, but it's all vegetarian. And then they do like the vegetarian cheesesteak, which is like one of their biggest joints. And dude at my job, he a vegetarian, and I mean he's a vegan. Dude at my job, like he tell you how vegan he is. He has his own forks that are like vegan made for like because they crazy like that. Like the shit is wild. But he was telling me like, yeah, go there. He was like, yo, get the seitan wings, the barbecue cherry, the black cherry seitan wings. They best joints in there. And my girl went, so my girl got like a sandwich, and I was like, yeah, let me get the seitan wings. And in my mind, they were wings like with a bone. You know what I'm saying? And then it came out and it was like tree bark with sauce on it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? She was like, oh, these are the seitan wings, they're delicious. And I'm like, and I pick it up and it's like a big ass piece of tree, and I'm like,
fuck this.
I'm like, these ain't wings. She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, where's the bone? She was like, it's seitan. What the she's like, you can't get a bone unless you kill an animal. I'm like, oh nah, this ain't going. This ain't going. Yo, it's literally tree bark. So I'm like, nah, look. And I went and got some pizza. I just tossed them Jones in the trash. She came back. She was like, did you try him? I'm like, yeah, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I gave the rest to her. I ain't want to diss her. I'm like, yeah, it was cool, but I gave the rest to her. She ate them. But yeah, like vegan that's a rough lifestyle, man. So I'll pray for you if you attempt it, but I don't think you can get past the clothing.
No, absolutely not. That's dead. So plant-based vegetarian, I got you on that.
That's dead.
Yeah, that's dead. That's dead. You know what I'm saying? These Yeezys and these Nikes is getting rocked. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah. So June 2nd, Roost Picnic. July 7th.
July 7th.
We'll be at the
Leadership Roundtable Conference.
Next week's Sneaker Podcast.
Sponsored by Kicks USA, and insert your brand here.
The checks are in the mail. I like that. That's it.
That's it, man. The realest podcast ever, episode 53.
Trace.
And I'm going home to lay down.